which is why
Oh,
I
cool.
pick those names.
What,
Stephen was the first martyr. Come on, keep up.
Keep up.
and now you know it too.
Hey.
We learn things here on Bright Dystopia. We're all about teaching, and now you know that Etienne is Greek.
Well, it's
You'll
French.
get there, buddy. You'll get there.
But it was
One
Greek
step at a time.
first. I don't know. Hi everyone. Welcome. We have one down today because we are running with a cast member who's desperately trying to get back online. But we couldn't stay away from you any longer. So here we are. And I'm gonna tell everybody to do their thing around the camera. This time we're gonna start with Sarah, and hopefully by some form of circle magic, Noir will be here in time to tell us where they can find him.
I will go first. Hello. Hi, I am Elserix Franco, and I am playing Etienne Durand. Etienne is the French form of the name Stephen, and Durand means enduring. Is that a reference to my character's backstory? Maybe, but it is a reforged paladin, and I'm very excited to be here.
Who are you pointing to?
Ash Ketchum.
Okay. Hey. Hi, everybody. It's Ash Ketchum.
Look, yeah.
Wait, hang on. I have a thing. Hang on.
Yay!
Listen. Okay, hang on. This is something that I have had since childhood. It barely
so
works
ready.
anymore, but I have a Pokedex. So
Oh!
it like opens. You can type shit. You can look at the first 150 Pokemon in there, and that's it because
That was
all they
within
anticipated.
arm's reach of her. She had to take
It's just
2
up there.
steps.
Yeah.
This makes you
It
so
was
happy.
so accessible.
Yeah.
I'm the
You never know when you're
happiest.
gonna need to catch them all, buddy.
I'm
Ash
so
Ketchum is the
jealous.
reason why I like having my nickname as Ash. Like, that's it. That's it. Thumbs the breaks. I have a figurine of Ash Ketchum right there with Brock, Misty, Jesse, and James, if you want to see those too. But that is beside the point. Hi, everybody. I'm Ash. Go back to Rabbit here on Twitch and all over the internet. Today, and every time we play the Reclaimers, I play Yvain Nui, the druid cleric, which they're not called clerics, but don't worry about it. It's fine.
Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh, and much like my namesake, I am your Lord and Savior.
Ew.
Amazing. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Hello. My name's Dwar. You can find me at all forms of social media at the Dwar Enigma. I'm fixing my computer right now, but I assure you, with every fiber in my being, I'll have it back. And when I'm back, I'll destroy all of you. How was that? Was that a good enough
It's
Noir?
pretty good.
to
It's pretty
pass?
good.
It sounds like Noir took a little trip down to Georgia.
Down to Alabama, Liam.
And if you're here, you've already been offended by me, Bright Dystopia. We're gonna try to crawl back to some semblance of normal, starting with the words of our Lord and Savior Yeshua. Take it away,
Praise be.
Yeshua.
Yeah, so last time you guys found yourselves in the gardens, which turned out to be basically a big metal cylinder in space full of plants and stuff. You've tagged up with some Beckoners, and you are making a move towards a building that's supposed to have a portal in it that you can go through to get to another portal to get to the big bad evil guy. So when we ended, you'd all been turned into geese by your friendly druid companion who you had just met, and you started flying off into the distance. So when we pick back up, you are still geese, which is a little trippy for most of you. Maybe a bit less so for Yvain. She hasn't been a goose before, but she's been other animals, one of which more memorably than another of recent times. So you're flying for a while, and I don't know, it's kind of nice being a goose. You know, you got less to worry about, all this stuff about, the city and the wisdoms and the gardens and all this stuff just kind of falls away like water off your back, and you're just flying and honking, and you're making a nice V, and it's just all around pretty chill experience. You're starting to think to yourselves, I could get used to this goose thing. This is not so bad. I don't know why I ever got so worried about all that stuff with hands and talking and
Man,
it's a waste of time.
this is some great V. I gotta say, I'm
Guys
loving
are
this V
flying
right
along.
now.
You guys are just flying in the time of your lives, and you fly for a while, and eventually your attention is kind of drawn off towards your right, because the ground below you, while it started kind of normal-ish looking, it's progressively gotten a little weirder, a little twisted, a little strange, a little pussy and gross and gooey, and it's getting progressively worse and worse.
Gooey V.
And you see little critters skittering around, and all sorts of strange bits of the ground that's kind of pulsating up and down rhythmically. It's all very gross. But in the distance, you also catch sight of a pretty big battle going on, and you can see, the largest of all these creatures, the big crab dudes and everything, moving off towards that battle. So you would gather that the big desperate plan is working. The Beckoners were going to launch an attack to draw some attention away from you guys. It seems to be working. And you keep flying up, for a ways. The ground and everything is now thoroughly gross and pussy. And eventually you see a small metal building in the distance. It's kind of hard to pick it up because it is seemingly covered in one giant scab.
Ew.
And the whole time you've been following one goose in particular. And as you end up sort of circling above this, that goose kind of breaks off, flies on its own, and lands on the middle of the big scab, and then lifts up its, goose wings kind of dramatically, thrusts them down, and there is suddenly a big explosion of fire from this goose, and which burns away the scab, burns just this huge big, it spreads out, it's like 100 feet in every direction before it's done, just burns away all the corruption, leaves just kind of a field of ash in the wake. And when the fires part, instead of a goose, it is Lachesis, your druid friend, standing there, and she gestures, and you all fly and land down beside her, and she walks over to you and touches you on your little goose heads, and you begin to transform. Regrettably, you are no longer geese. You kind of jerkingly, somewhat painfully resume your normal forms, and you're just lying there on top of this building. You're now back to yourselves. You have a moment of regret, realizing that you are no longer a goose. Except for one of you. You look around, and Virgil's not there. Virgil is still a goose.
Oh no. He's
Oh.
Virgil, you can turn back now. Come on. Come on, honk honk. Let's go. Go on then.
The goose kind of looks at all of you, and then honks. Then honks again. Honks really loud. Lachesis walks up to him again, touches him again. The goose closes his eyes, kind of shakes, but remains a goose.
Maybe you should set him on fire like you did with yourself. Is fire like the unspeller? Demagifier?
I should also mention it smells really bad in the area you are now. It smells a lot like burning hair.
Ew. Gross, 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 gross.
I
don't want it.
Lachesis tries one more time. She kind of kneels in front of the goose, and she sort of spins her hands, and there's kind of glowing bits of green energy around her hands, and she says some words. It doesn't work. And she stands up and says, "We don't have time to worry about this now. We'll have to figure it out." She looks around, finds Keening, points to her, and says, "You're gonna have to help me aim the portal. Come with me. The rest of you, you're gonna have to deal with them." And she points to the horizon, and stepping into the ashen, burned out area, you see a group of bad fellows. None of these look like the kinds you've fought before. There's some of them who are kind of they're carrying bows, and they're kind of slinking over. It looks like they're trying to sneak, but it's kind of difficult because everything's burned away. There are then also big dudes with shields. There's one really big guy in the middle of them who's carrying a staff. And then there's just a giant horde of what look to be pretty normal people coming in all the different sorts of species you'd expect, humans, elves, dwarves, whatever. But they're all covered in sores and kind of stumbling and stuff. And hold on one second.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, I forgot to turn off my obnoxiously loud heater, so I had to go do that real quick.
Dramatic pause.
And so there's just a great big horde of bad guys lining up. And the guy with the staff spots you guys, pushes out the staff, and the bad guys start charging. And so
Fuck yeah, let's go.
on that, we're going to go on to the initiative.
Oh, shit.
So you can all do the thing where you roll the initiatives and tell me what you're at and stuff.
Dog water.
I rolled a 9.
Let's see.
Boom. 22.
19 over here.
Art spell. Right. And then let's. Oh, Chris, you always roll so low on your initiative.
Rip.
Which is fine. That's right. Okie dokie. I don't know, but sure, we'll put him there. Okay. So, you were standing on top of this big building. The building is only maybe it's like 20 feet tall. It's like 30 feet by 30 feet, and then there are like ladders and stuff to get down. It's pretty easy to get up and down. Lachesis and Keening have gone inside. They are about 100 feet away from you in one direction. And up first is Mr. Casimir.
Are there any, have they swarmed up on us already, or how far away are the nearest ones?
Everybody's at the line. They just started charging.
Okay. Which is how far away?
100 feet away.
Fucking... It puts a big old kablooey on my plans. I'm gonna hold an action. I'm actually gonna hold Ooh, I know. I'm gonna hold Fairy Fire until they're within 60 feet.
Sure.
And he'll start to immediately just play a really high pitched noise on his flute. And it'll start to glow white hot, and a little puff of white fire will appear at the end of his flute. And he'll start to aim it as if he's using a blow dart gun. And he'll wait.
Okay. So next up is the boss, who raises his staff and lets out a big bellowing, phlegmy yell. And from his staff, there's this big glowing green kind of pustule at the end, and when it splits, there is a sudden spreading cloud that spreads out very far around him, 60 feet to either side, and it's just hanging in the air around him. And it's just like full of like gross bits of things just kind of hanging in the air. And you guys aren't in that cloud yet, but you can smell it, and it smells real bad. And then he's going to advance. He's going to advance 50 feet forward. No, he's not. He is going to wait. That's his turn. Next up is Yvain.
Okay, is he in this group that's 100 feet away from us?
Yes, he has not come any closer. And all the shield dudes are like there's 6 shield dudes and there's 6 little bow dudes. The shield dudes are all grouped up right in front of him.
Okay. Just gonna kind of hunker down where I'm at, and then just kind of flip the book open, and a radiant beam of energy will shoot directly from it. I'm casting guiding bolt at the big guy.
Okay.
No.
Let's see. Please hit. Hey, that's a dirty 20. Woo. Does that hit?
Does a 20 hit. A 20 hits.
Fantastic. Okay. This was cast at 4th level, so the damage is 28 radiant damage. And now the next person that attacks him has advantage.
Yep, so he does not like that. That hits him. No, but that will. Yeah, cool. Right. Cool. Yeah, it hits him, kind of burns off one of his gross upper plates, but almost immediately you see flesh start like growing over.
Mm-hmm. Gross. Ew. What? I'm pretty sure that's all I want to do right now. Yeah. If there's like any form of cover, I might want to try and take it, but if it's just like a big flat open burned area, probably can't do much in
So
terms of cover.
there are 4 like there's on top of the roof, like if you're looking at it flat down, sort of not directly in the corners, but 4. They're basically like air conditioning units. I mean, your characters don't know what air conditioning units are, but you all do. So there are things you can get behind. You could get some cover if you got behind them.
Sure. Yeah, I will do that. I will seek cover behind one of these weird metal boxes.
Okay. Next up is Virgil. He goes to the very edge of the roof, looks at all of the bad guys and honks very loudly, and then runs behind one of the air conditioner things and cowers. Then next up is Eris, who is going to draw her bow. Let me remember what she can do with her bow. She aims it. She chants quietly to herself under her breath. You can see, just sort of popping out of the air around her, these little glowing motes that sort of gather around the bow and especially congeal around the arrow. And then she fires, aiming right at the middle of the group, and she hits. And where the arrow hits, there is a big fiery explosion. And a whole bunch of those like shambling, corrupted dudes who are just sort of like, not zombies, but we'll call them zombies. A whole bunch of them just like fall over dead. Just collapse to the ground, burned apart. All the bigger people sort of take a hit and kind of grr. Again, you see lots of like where they're hit, like stuff burns off, but then almost immediately like new flesh is kind of growing over wherever they are. Second. Someday I will get better.
You're good, buddy.
Okay.
Tracking combat is a tricksy.
No need anymore.
Ew.
Where did I put? Yeah, there and there. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So all those dudes. And then she says, she will say to all of you, the prophet is the key, the one with the staff. But you're not going to be able to hit him while there's still shield to protect him. And then she just kind of sights down the rest of them, and that's the end of her turn. Next is a whole bunch of dudes. So all of the people with the shields make a really orderly advance. They all move up 30 feet and form a shield wall. The guys with the bows go into two groups, and so three on either side. They split out to either end, stand low. They go up 50 feet each, and then all three of them are going, or all six of them are going to take some shots. And also the guy with the prophet with the staff goes behind the shield people. So that is going to be the three of them are going to shoot at Eris. Your stats. It's 2 hits. And shoot. Okay. Which that I can do right. Okay. Yeah, so she gets pelted with 2 of these, and when these arrows come in, they are like they're covered in like black gooey ichor on the tips, and when it hits her, the arrows like stick in and they start smoking and like bubbling up, and she's like really quick to rip them out, and there's like the wound is like already starting to fester, and she staggers backwards from those blows. Oh yeah, she's not happy with that.
My reaction would have gone off when they all got close, by the way. And so with a quick of his whistle, the little fairy fire would have flown out and
yes,
hit.
What's the area of effect on fairy fire?
20-foot cube.
So where are you going to aim it? You want people to hit everybody?
As soon as they hit 50 feet, that'll get everybody. Or not everybody in the thing, but it'll fill up the 20-foot cube with people.
Right.
So 16.
Okay, so the prophet and the shield guys went up, marched forward. They marched. I guess they went up 50. So you could put it on them. Then the other guys, the archer dudes.
It's 2 groups of
Are they in a
archers.
straight line? There's nobody behind them or anything. It's just a straight line of them coming up.
6 shield guys with the prophet behind them. And they're kind of forming a bit of a. So there's 4 shields in the front, 2 on the side. The prophet's tucked in the middle.
Oh. Well, then feasibly.
You get all of them. I'm saying the archer groups fanned out pretty far.
Yeah,
to the
you've got
sides.
2 archer groups or like the main unit. Are you
Yeah, the
using one of
main
archer
unit would be
groups
the
or
one.
main unit?
Okay.
The main unit then.
They get a save, don't they? Or
The deck save.
deck save. Okie dokie. Oh, I only. Okay, so here's the first 3 shield bros. Those are all gonna fail.
17 is the.
1 success, 2 successes. 2 shields succeed. All 4 of them fail, and then where are you, Mr. Prophet? He succeeds. So the Prophet and 2 of the shield guys are not affected. 4 of the shield guys are affected. And then 3 of the archer dudes are going to shoot at. They're going to shoot at you, actually. That is a 22, a 22, and an 18.
Yeah, I could do.
This is me?
That's you.
Yeah, those is all hit.
Okay, so that is. I need you to make 3 con saves.
Sure. My best stat.
No.
No. 12.
Bards are notoriously very good at con.
Oh, and I did great too. 12, 5, and 3.
Okay, so you fail all of those.
How much? Just give me my total.
All right, so 1, you're poisoned.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
2, you take 24 regular damage, and you take 30 poison damage. How many hit points you got there, buddy?
Enough to keep standing there, DM.
Well, that's good.
Sort of.
But yeah, so these things hit you, and they immediately like this. Not only are these shots clearly like well aimed, but they are bubbling over. This gross stuff gets in you, and it burns immediately. And you immediately you feel sick. You can barely stand over. The world is fuzzy and dizzy, and you get to repeat the save to be unpoisoned.
Am I thrice
Your turn.
poisoned or once poisoned?
That's a good question. How would that work?
Am I more poisoned?
No, I mean you only can be poisoned once. I think
Yeah.
you can't be double poisoned. So
Okay,
you
so I
got
need
the
to make
poison
one
condition
save,
and
not 3. Cool.
one save to be clear of poison. Yeah.
By the way, the white flames that were around the main unit have fizzled out as if doused with water.
Okay. And that's going to be the end of their turns.
Fuck. So whose turn is it now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm the one to tell you that.
Oh yeah.
No, that's right. You
Oh,
right. You right as hell.
I mean,
It's-
if
it's
I
a-
know I'm after them, or if
Yeah.
I'm before, I will just jump in when I'm told. But so you don't have to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
The prophet moved up behind the shields, correct?
Yep.
How tall are the shield guys?
The shield guys are medium-sized creatures, but these shields are huge. They're like taller than they are.
Okay.
So like the 3 in front create almost
I
like
will
a complete wall. Yeah.
I will leave this up to your discretion, but I will describe what I would like to do.
Sure.
So this I'm going to do for sure. While all of this is happening, Etienne will start walking forward, and there will be a burst of that weird red black magic around him. And it will look like the air will shiver from heat for a second, and then he'll get fuzzy, and then he'll launch forward as I'm casting haste on myself.
Sure.
I want to sprint at them. Bonus action, use my channel divinity for Peerless Athlete, which gives me the distance of my high jumps increases by 10 feet.
Mhm.
I would like to try and vault over these shields, hasted. I have
Okay.
80 feet of movement. I feel like that'd be dope with the intent
Mhm.
of getting behind them to use my immediate action from haste to attack the prophet. That is what I would like to do.
Okay. Give me an athletics test.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm so good at that, buddy. I'm so glad you said those words at me. Fuck yeah. That's a 16 plus 7.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You do it. You fucking.
Oh, I
jump
actually have
over
advantage.
them.
I just want to check really quick. Oh, that's an 18 plus 7. Yeah, let's go.
As you're going over, a couple of the shield dudes are gonna they're gonna swing at you as you go over. Which is 17,
be-
17, 18.
They have to beat a 22 right now because
Yeah,
I've got the
so-
+2 from haste.
Yeah, so they all miss you.
Awesome.
The prophet will also swing when you go over. That's a 25.
I'm going to use my reaction. Oh, I can't use my reaction on my turn, right?
You can't use reaction on your
Okay.
turn. That is
Okay,
correct.
go for it.
So he hits you. That is has to decide which very mean thing he wants to do to you. All right, so he hits you. So the swing hits you for 14. Then you
Okay.
need to make a con save.
I'm very good at those. That is an 18, a 14 plus 4.
Okay, so you only take. So you need to take 10. I forget. Is your character immune to poison damage?
I am resistant to poison, immune to disease.
Okay. So you would take 10 poison damage, but it would be halves to 5.
Excellent.
So he hits you, and when he hits you, there is like a puff of almost like a puff of spores that hits you, and they try to latch onto you and grab onto you, and you manage, and most of them fall off because they're partly made of metal.
Awesome. Yeah, Etienne just vaults forward. He just jumps. There's a little dent in the ground as he leaps up over past, and he gets slammed by the priest. But as that happens, it's almost like he's pulling out his longsword as he flips around, and I'm gonna try and take my 2 attacks against him with my cool longsword, and I get advantage because freaking Evane guiding bolted him. I was like, oh, that's a nat 20! Fuck yeah! Sorry, I got really excited.
No, that's
So
fine.
Nat
Oh, you
20
better
for
crit fish that
28.
smites so hard.
And then my next highest was a 15 plus 8. So I'll crit for
you did.
sure. Which is going to be 1d8 plus 4. I'm for sure going to burn a divine smite to give me an extra 2d8. So that's going to be 3d8. Wait, is he undead or a fiend?
No,
Okay, excellent. So
they're
that's
all
gonna be-
aberrations. 'Cause
That
they're
will
gross.
be 68 plus 8. Good night. We're just going to do this because I don't want to roll that many times. D8.
And you can just give me the final damage number. Doesn't matter which attack it's from. It doesn't matter what damage type it is.
Yeah, so 68 is 22 plus 8 is going to be 30. And some of it's radiant.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is that everything? Or is that just the first attack?
Oh, that's just the first attack. Hell yeah, let me do the other one. Sorry, I forgot. And then we're going to do 12. Or no. Oh man, that sucks. 6 additional damage. I'm gonna go ahead and pump another divine smite into it because I'm here and I'm gonna get wrecked. So 14 more.
So 44 in total.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you stab him good. In fact, the first. I'm actually, for the sake of cinematic effect, going to reverse the order of the attack. So the first one, you like hit him, lop off a chunk, almost immediately starts scabbing over. The second one, you like stab him right through the center of the chest, like by rights should be on the ground, dead. But like he staggers from it, but you like pull the sword out, and immediately it's just like covering back up. I mean, he's
There.
pretty much.
We've done it.
And immediately, like, 2 of the shield guys like turn around and go to face you and reposition their shields so that like they're partially interposing in front of him. So all the shield guys kind of rearrange themselves for this sort of forming a complete group around this dude. Anything else on your turn?
No, that I have burned my action economy real big, so I'm good.
Okay. So that brings us to Chris. And reminder, Chris is now small and adorable. So he just Scooby-Doo runs in place, runs off the roof, lands, back up. Beginning of Chris's turn, Virgil honks. Chris runs off the roof and goes running towards the closest. Runs towards the closest the closest archer, and takes 2 big old swings at him. Just gonna be a hit and a miss. Actually, that hit. Where are your attacks? There it is. No. Okay, so he hits Hunter. All this. Punches a guy, what good? Hunter is not happy.
We all heard
That
it as
is-
a honk, right?
You
Yes.
already heard a honk, yeah. Yeah, there was a honk, and then
Canonically speaking, Chris understands goose.
Yeah.
Chris apparently understands geese, indeed.
Geesanese.
So then that brings us
Correct.
to so all of the gross minions were flattened by the big fiery explosion, but from the from in the background of, like from further back out, and you can see in the distance another group of them. They're a ways away, but they are running to join the fight. And that's the end of their turn. And now we're back to Casimir.
Leader baby standing in the center of them, right?
He is.
All right.
Remember, you are poisoned
I know.
until the end of your turn when you try to make another save. So
This is accurate. I think that just affects my attack rolls and ability checks, right?
yeah, you
cool.
disadvantage on all of those.
So I'm gonna back up as much as I can, kind of like scrambling on my on my hands and knees, like picking myself up and tripping and like trying to get away. And while I'm doing that, I'm like rubbing my flute all over me, on my hair, on like the scales, and eventually you start to hear like this that ticking noise that you hear when people touch metal after rubbing on carpet for too long. That static release where it's like tsk, tsk, but really loud and repetitively. And he starts to like shake it until you can almost see the TV snow like forming at the end of his flute. As he shakes it, it kind of collects at the bottom, and he flicks it behind him at the leader of the group. I need... Is there a save? Where the fuck? Wait. They have to make a save. The save is intellect. If I hit them, I think. Hold on. This is weird. Oh, each creature within 20 feet of the radius of the sphere. Okay, so I'm going to center it on him. And then everyone inside.
So you'll hit at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I will. I didn't realize Etienne was... I realized it, but I forgot that they were close. Yes. There's no way around this. I do. Yes.
So I'm rolling an intelligence save?
Correct.
What's the DC?
The DC is 17, but hold on. There may be more. While I'm flailing around with this thing, as I cast the spell, I'll yell, Etienne! Fingers in your ear, close your eyes, and bite your tongue. To try to counteract. I'll give her bardic inspiration, so you can add a D10 to your roll.
Okay, good. What, a D what?
A D10.
Oh, thank God. Because I rolled a 13, bud.
Ooh.
So what happens to those that fail?
So they take 8d6 psychic damage, or half as much on a successful save. And if they fail their save, they have muddled thoughts for a minute. During that time, they roll d6s on all of their attacks, ability checks, and con saving throws to maintain concentration. And they subtract that die roll from their total.
Okay.
So it's like Bane.
So give me the damage.
Fuck.
36.
And if we saved, we still take the damage or take half?
It's
Okay.
half as much.
Thank God for that inspo, because that would wreck.
One of these days. Okay. So a bunch of them take their damage, and for a minute, they subtract d6 from basically all their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The spell doesn't say anything about them being charmed, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it specifically says muddled thoughts for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But if it makes a difference to you, it is an enchantment school of magic.
No, doesn't matter.
Okay. And then you can make The target, so the guy, can make intelligence saving throws at the end of each of his turns to end the effect on a success if he wants to.
Cool.
And that is everything Etienne has as he's continuing to scramble back.
You're not Etienne.
I mean, Casimir, that person that I've been playing consistently.
It's okay. I get it. I want to be Etienne too. He's dope as hell.
I want to be like Mike. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. It is
Do not
now
perceive me.
the turn of the prophet. What does he want to do? Yeah, okay. So he is going to raise his staff, gather energy into it, and then he sort of brings it in and holds it close to himself, and watch a bunch of his wounds close.
No.
Fuck off.
And then he gets to make his. That is not good enough to end the effect. But that is his turn. Now we go to Evane.
What?
Uh-oh.
What? Thank you,
We're good.
Sarah.
Oh,
Did it happen?
It worked.
Hi.
Yes.
Yay.
Perfection.
yay! We can't hear you,
We
buddy.
can't, we
Oh,
cannot hear you,
don't
buddy.
have the microphones. Select for
I'm
correct
just gonna blame
input.
Zoom on it.
Yeah, Zoom does weird things.
How about now?
There
Perfect.
we go.
Yay.
There he is.
Sorry about that, y'all.
No, it's all good.
Uh,
Let me
Does this
bring-
mean your computer's working?
yeah, I had to put it, tear it apart and put it back together, but we're good.
Oh, Jeebus. Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Let me bring you up to speed.
You're a goose.
Everybody was turned into geese last episode, if you remember. Everybody flew for a while, and when everybody landed, and everybody else turned back to normal, for some reason Virgil was stuck as a goose.
That seems about right.
You guys are now in the middle of a fight, and you have been a goose for a round. And it's about to be your turn, and spoiler alert, the spell will end on your turn, and you'll be normal again.
I'll be
Um,
ungoosed.
Yeah.
Well,
You were,
he would also-
however, capable
Yes.
of giving orders to Chris.
which
So
was
you
amazing.
made a huh sound, and he understood the command and went to fight.
We also need to go on the record of saying we had Equane, and now we've also had Burgoose, which is very good.
We're goose.
God damn it,
Speaking
Sarah.
of Equane, it is now
It was
Equane's
not me.
turn.
This was the party.
A
I just had
driver
very
goose.
quickly write Vergoose down as just a token of memory. Okay, so I believe it is your girl's
turn.
turn. Okay. So currently the closest enemies are about 50 feet away, correct?
Yes.
With the archers. Okay.
Pretty much everyone, yeah. The two groups of archers, 50 feet away. The guys with the shields and the guy with the staff are also in the group in the middle.
Okay. Tight. In that case, that is a tiny radius. Let's not do that. How about? Also not great. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try and cast a giant moonbeam directly on top of the prophet.
Okay.
That is a Constitution saving throw for Chaboy. Yeah, I'm afraid.
That's a 25.
Damn it. Okay. He's gonna take half damage for this. I'm gonna do
Oops.
this. Half of 34.
17.
Cool. All right.
Bam. It's a big old beam of light. It hits him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like it. Again, burns some bits off of him that start to partly regrow themselves.
Is he a lycanthrope?
No.
Oh. He would have had to change back.
Negative. He is a meat popsicle.
Disgusting.
Anything else on your turn?
No, I'm just now concentrating on that as I can continue to move it for the next minute or so if needed.
Okay. So then that is going to bring us to Virgil, who at the beginning of your turn, you are a goose, and you are you were happy and content as a goose. You were quite fond of flying and feeling the wind beneath your wings. And although there's a fight happening and you have found shelter behind some cover, all of a sudden you start feeling very strange, and a trembling, shaking sensation comes over you, and all of a sudden you're Virgil again.
Oh shit! Okay.
And to set the scene, so you guys were coming to, you are standing on top of a metal structure. It's about 20 feet in the air. It's about 30 feet by 30 feet. You are hiding behind like what is basically an air conditioner on top of the roof. Your character doesn't know what an air conditioner is, so that's okay. There's a big area around you that has been completely burned away. It's just still smoking and ashy. Your friends are around you. Cass has a bunch of arrows sticking out of him and looks very unhappy about it. Cass also forgot to roll a con save at the end of his turn, which he needs to do. And then ahead of you, there is a really big, tall dude with a staff who is surrounded by dudes with shields. And then there are some archer dudes off to the sides who are coming up and like lining up their shots. And everybody is easily within your shooty-shoot range. What are you going to do? You got your full turn.
All right, cool. First off, I've got eyes on the ones that shot Cass, right? Nobody shoots Cass.
You can see which group of yeah. So the archers have gone into two groups of three. Three of them shot Eris, who is your elf friend with the bow. She also does not look great. And then 3 shot Cass, and they're off in that group.
If she dies, I can get her bow. Cool.
Loot.
So I'm going to as a bonus action activate my radiant soul. So wings, I get my goose wings back. And as an action, I'm going to shoot these motherfuckers. All right, so nobody's engaged with the archer though, right?
No, the archers are all off by themselves. Yeah.
All right, so who's engaged? I should say.
The shield guys are engaged.
The prophet is as well.
Yeah, the shield guys kind of interposed themselves so that he's not. It's kind of their deal.
Gotcha.
So you're now engaged with them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if I shoot at the prophet, it will be a sneak attack.
It will not be because he's. If you can shoot shield guys and it'll be a sneak attack.
All right, a shield guy's gonna catch it then. I lied.
Okay.
So first shot is going to be a 26 to hit.
Hits.
All right, so let's roll some of that sweet bean damage. That is 18 plus my radiant soul damage, which is 18 plus 1 second 9. So 19, 22, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 6, 7, 27 plates damage.
Okay.
On the shield guy for the first shot. Here's the second shot. A 20 to hit.
It hits. Yep.
All right. That's gonna be a total of 13 damage on top. I forgot what the first number was already, so I hope somebody's keeping track for me.
I got it. You're good.
All right.
You land 2 arrows basically right in the back of the dude's skull, and he just kind of slumps to the ground. The shield sort of stays where it is, and the guy is just sort of slumped over against the shield, dead.
All right. You know what? Let's action surge. And now I'm gonna give it to the prophet because he seems important.
Okay.
21 to hit.
That does not hit.
What?
So here's what's happening. That arrow is going right towards the guy, and then a shield, thunk. You hit the shield.
Oh, there's another shield guy.
There's 3 more.
There were 6 shield guys. There are now
6.
5 still standing.
Oh, okay.
They are very good at protecting their buddy. That's what they do.
nobody makes me miss. So the guy that just blocked the shield, he's gonna catch one. 22.
That hits.
Yeah. And that'll be a total of 9 damage to him.
Okay. So that arrow like sticks into the meaty part of his shoulder, and he kind of reaches back and just grabs it and pulls, and there is this big squirt of like pus and ichor and blood, but the wound just kind of almost immediately scabs over and covers up.
And I am going to fly 30 feet into the air.
Okay. You are 30 feet in the air on a majestic pair of goose wings.
And that'll be my turn.
Right on. Okay, so that's going to bring us to Eris, who is the Pains. She is going to pull up her bow, and I'm going to remember what abilities I gave her. She is going to what does she want to do? Yeah. She is actually yeah, so she pulls up her bow, and before she pulls back the arrow, there is motes of bright light all around her, bits of red and orange and black, then start congealing around, and then as she pulls back the arrow, it's glowing real bright, and there's like a circle of light around the arrowhead, and she fires right into the group of them, and there is a big boom explosion of fire, which is unfortunately also going to hit Etienne.
Is there a save at all?
There sure is, because it's a fireball.
Hell yeah, I get advantage on dex saves right now.
Shit. Pace.
Where is the DC? Where is the DC? There's the DC. Okay.
15, yikes.
You make it.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, you and then everybody else is gonna take. Yeah. So, and then there's Mr. Big Shot. Mr. Big Shot also fails. Okay, so he's gonna take that. So 4 of the shield guys fall over dead. You are going to take 17 fire damage though.
Okay.
And the last remaining shield guy is all crispy. And then she kind of ducks down behind some cover, kind of grabbing at her own wounds and injuries. But she says, "The prophet is open. Take him down." And that is the end of her turn. And now it is time for everybody's favorite sick boys. The last remaining shield bro is going to gets in front of the prophet, and he's going to swing at you, Etienne.
Okay.
Swing at you once, because he only gets 1 attack. He's got a shield. That's a 19. That's not going to hit.
No.
But at the end of his turn, the prophet raises his staff high, touches the dude, and the dude is like, starts glowing all over in this gross, purpley, putrid grossness. Did I say gross?
Yeah.
And
we love it.
He is completely healed. Well, it's hard to say, but he looks all jazzed and powered up.
Yeah.
Then we come to the lovely hunters. 2 of them are going to shoot at Cass, who is now behind cover. So that's a 21 and a 23.
Okay, both of those hit. Can I ask you what the modifier to their damage is?
What's the modifier to their damage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll their D. Oh no, they didn't get hit by the D6 thing. Right, they weren't ranged. Like, what damage are they rolling?
Yeah.
So they roll a D6 plus 5 on their bows.
+5? Don't bother rolling.
And then they have their poison. Yeah.
Well, good news. I'm no longer poisoned. I'm unconscious.
Okay,
Oh no.
So you get pummeled twice and down you go. Then 2 of them are going to shoot up at Virgil. That's 2 15s. You're muted, buddy.
Those both miss.
Both miss. Okay,
Nice.
and then 2 are going to go into.
I just block them with my wings.
Yeah, 2 are
Nice.
going to go into evade. That one's a miss, but that's a crit.
Okay.
So that's going to be 16 damage, and I need you to roll me a save. Con save.
Okay, I was about to ask, what kind of save here? Okay. That is a 17.
Okay. You take 5 poison damage on top of that. So
Okay.
total 21 damage from that arrow.
Ouch. Okay.
You do not like.
No.
And that is that's the turn for all of the
No.
all of the nasty elite fellows. Now we come to Etienne.
Okay. So I've got one shield dude left between me and the prophet.
Yep.
I don't feel like I can get to the prophet around the shield guy. Do I? Can I like flank or move around? I'm hasted, so I'm real zippy.
Right, stupid. Yeah, no, you think you could try to get around the guy?
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm going to try and do. Is zip like
because the prophet's not far behind, so you kind of just
Yeah.
sort of step around the guy a bit, and then you
yeah,
can do it.
that's my plan. Like not necessarily disengage from him so much as just get between him and gross
you
prophet
can
guy.
essentially like go around the shield
Sick.
guy, and you can get.
That
him
is what I would like to do. So I'm gonna use my normal attack to get after the prophet. That's another fucking crit for a 28. I'm going to okay, so I'm gonna roll the regular damage of that, which is 12, but I'm going to divine smite for sure. And I'm going to use this. So that's additional 10 for 22. And I'm going to use my last channel divinity to, where did it go? Did it do? Distribute temporary hit points. And I'm going to do it to myself. And I'm going to give myself 2d8 plus 9, 13 plus 9. Okay. Okay, great. So I get 10 pin points. He gets real hurt. And that's my first hit. And then I'm going to hit him again.
Twice,
Would I can hit him. Yeah, so that is 15. Yeah, that's 15 to hit on the next one, which I don't think is going to do it, is
no,
it?
it will not hit him.
Okay, so I have one more hit left with my haste attack. Let's see, which we'll just roll and hope for the best. That's a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Nice.
Sick. For 7, and yeah, we're just gonna do another divine smite because I gotta kill this guy. So 17 total damage.
He looks a little staggered. You hit him again. Every time you cut off bits of him, there's like stuff growing back.
Yeah,
it's all super gross.
I figure it's super disgusting. Like I'm just lopping off gross chunks that like gargle like back to the surface and reform, and it's super gross. And Etienne's just kind of skirting around, trying to keep his footing as it's all gross under his feet. But that is my entire turn.
Okay. After Etienne is Chris. Oh, I forgot. Chris was engaging one of the hunters. That's okay. Shooting the shield guy was good anyway. So Chris is going to continue to punch the hunter in front of him. Yeah. He's going to hit him once. Actually, what is your... I should know what your damage is. Yeah, he punches the hunter pretty good, but the hunter just kind of takes the blow and doesn't seem to mind too much. So then we go to the bottom of the initiative. That horde of big nasty guys are now at the edge of the field. They're 100 feet away. There's like 20 of them, and they're really bad. They're really mean. They're shambling gross boys. And then maybe just back to the initiative and back to Casimir. Let's get some death saves. I don't know if you've got some death save music picked out or whatever, but roll that beautiful death save, buddy.
I'm wearing a parry up to wound closure, so I immediately stabilize.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's right. Does that consume the item?
No,
Okay. So you immediately stabilize, but you don't get back up.
no, I'm just safe and napping.
Okay. So then we're going to go to the boss. He raises his staff to the air. There's a big collection of green and interlaced with lines of purple light around the edge of the staff. When he stomps it on the ground, there is a spread of gross nastiness. This is going to reach far enough to reach everyone on the roof. So everybody has to make a con save.
Do I have to make a con save? Because I'm technically.
No, you are out of the range. And all the people that he hits, like all the duders, all the hunters and the shoe guy and himself, they all seem sort of like energized and juiced up. But everybody makes con save.
Mom. Oh,
And this
fuck.
is the prophet doing this?
Sorry?
This is the prophet doing this?
Yes.
I rolled a 5, so that's pretty cool for me.
I got a 9. We're doing great over here.
Do I need to roll for
Love
this
it.
as well?
Yep.
20 in my sleep.
Okay, so nothing happens
this-
to you.
Is this poisoned by chance?
This is not a poison effect.
Okay, I get advantage on those, so. Which is fine.
Actually, no,
Advantage
you
advantage
should get-
against being poisoned.
You should get advantage on this.
Oh thank God.
Um,
It's not better. It's only a 6. I rolled a 5 and then a 6. You gotta be shitting me
boy.
right now.
yeah, and Eris rolled an 8. So does everybody? All right, so you are all poisoned and immobile for 1 turn.
Oh, cool.
As you are so basically this cloud billows out, and it's like choking fumes, and you're coughing and kind of and you're so like frazzled and you like dry heaving and shaking and trembling so much so that you can't move. And yeah, you are poisoned for a turn. So it was really good for all of them and really bad for all of you. And that is his turn. So after the boss baby is Yvain.
Okay, so when you say that we're like, would you say that we are incapacitated, meaning we can't do anything on our turns?
No, you're immobile, so you can't move,
Oh,
and you're
okay.
poisoned, so you're going to suffer
I see.
disadvantage on most of your rolls. But you can definitely still act.
Okay. How far away is Cass from where I am? I'm like still hidden behind that AC unit.
Yeah. I
Are you
can
Too
get
far
to-
away?
Well, he's like, let's say you could get to him, but you can't move. I mean, he's like 20
Yep.
feet away.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. What's the range on this? Yeah, 60 feet. Hey, buddy, you gotta get up. Just trying to cast healing word on him, so you're gonna get 11. How was that? That was such a high level. That's unfortunate. You get 11 points of healing. So there's that.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
You wake up to a very, very
Good morning.
bad smell.
Oh. Is Virgil making breakfast?
Also, there is something sticky on your face.
Fuck
Ew.
you, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is this? What is
I mean, it's just like gross putrefaction that this guy's spreading.
Oh yeah,
in
I like
there.
slap it off like I'm like getting a spider off my face. Just I stand up immediately and
Anything else on Yvain's turn?
Yeah, that was just a bonus action. So as an action, I'd like to use one of my cantrips here, and I would very much like to attempt a Toll the Dead on the Prophet. That would be super
Okay.
cool.
What does Toll the Dead do?
I'll just read it to you. Point at one creature you see within range, and the sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. They have to succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. If they've taken damage, there's an increase in the amount of damage that they can take.
Okay.
This spell is dope.
He's going to make a wisdom saving throw. That is a 13.
Cool. He super fails. So that means, yes, he has taken damage previously. Is he fully healed? Or
No.
okay, great. So that's gonna be
I don't think that matters either.
lame. It doesn't because it's only 6 damage, but
Not bad. Is it
it's
cantrip?
something. Yeah, for a cantrip, it's 2. What is it? 2d12.
Woof.
So, 25% of the potential max on that one. Sucks. But that's all I can do right now. So that's
Yeah,
all she wrote.
Yeah, you hit him. He kind of flinches at it, but it doesn't look like it bothers him very much. These are tough boys.
Okay.
That's going to bring us to Virgil.
All right, are there still shield bros?
There is one shield bro who is currently not in between the Prophet and your shots. And then there's still all 6 hunters up. Chris is fighting.
Is anybody engaged with the Prophet?
Nobody is. Yes, Etienne is engaged with the Prophet.
I got you, bud. Get him.
That's all I needed to know.
Get him. Do the alley oop.
So the first shot is a miss with a 1.
Shit.
Yikes.
It does.
Does the 16 hit this guy?
Not.
No.
Wait, do I get advantage for him being engaged or no?
You do not.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Does the 16 hit?
Nope.
It does not.
Blurb.
I mean,
Rip.
so it hits, but it hits like a bit of his armored back and just kind of bounces off.
That's
So you missed, but it's because of his AC, not because he's super dexterous. These guys generally don't really move out of the way. They just kind of take blows and don't care.
that is super duper unfortunate.
Wasn't this dude? No, that was a different thing. Okay, no, you're good.
I would like to move another 30 feet up, and then I would like to use cutting action to dash to move another 30 feet. So I should be
Just 90 feet straight up.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
trying to. I think that I can shoot farther than their archers, so I'm trying to get out of their range while keeping them in line.
Sure.
Damn.
Okay. That is your turn. Now it is Eris's turn. She pulls out an arrow, holds it in front of her, and she whispers to the arrow in Elven. People here speak Elven, right?
I do, yeah.
Yep.
I do.
Yeah. So in Elven, you hear her. It's a little hard to pick out because it's an unfamiliar dialect of Elven, but you can hear her saying fly true, strike true. Fly true, strike true, and tear them down. And as she's saying that, there's sort of bits of light kind of glowing on the air. And then she pops over the cover, aims at the Prophet, fires. And buddy. That's gonna be oh no, that hits. She's really good. She's really good at the bows.
Hell yeah.
Woo.
So she's gonna good job. Yeah. She even manages to sinks an arrow in him and sticks in him. He kind of groans. And then the dude is glowing. And just this is sort of red glow around him, just kind of pulsing. And she says, "Take him down." And that is the end of her turn. Now it is up for the hunters and the elites, all the general elites. So Shield Bro is going to again interpose himself, and Prophet's going to step back. So you're now only engaged with Mr. Shield Bro. He's going to swing at you, and he misses. And then archers. 3 of them turn around, and they are going to all shoot at you, Etienne.
Okay.
And that is, well, that's a crit, so that hits. And
Fudge.
that's an 11, and that's an 18. So the crit's going to hit. So that's going to do. Give me a con save. It's poison.
Okay, so I have advantage against it.
Sure
So
do.
there's first one's a 15. Yeah, so 15.
Okay, so you're good. So you're going to take nothing from that, but you take 26 damage from the hits. As the
Woof.
arrow just lands right, sticks you good. The other 3, the one archer is going to so one archer is going to shoot out of aim. That's a miss. Pretty sure 12.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay, one is going to shoot at Virgil. It's 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, it's going to hit you. Give me
Damn.
give me that con save, buddy.
13.
So you take 18 damage and you are poisoned. And then the last one is going to pull out his nasty short sword and try to stab Chris. That should probably hit, right? Yep, that hits. Hits Chris. 4. Yeah, you're immune to a whole bunch of stuff. Hits Chris for that, which cool. Basically just chips off Chris. All right. So that is, and at the end, and Virgil, at the end of your turn, you get to repeat the save to end the effect. But
Nice.
next turn you'll be poisoned. So that is the elites. Now we go to Etienne.
So I'm going to use my action because I was poisoned by the gross cloud, but not today, Satan. There's going to be the red between his armor is going to glow as I'm going to use my action to lay on hands. I'm going to burn 5 to remove the poison and pump 30
Heal
a
yourself.
healing to heal myself a bit.
Cool.
So let's do that really quick. 30 heal. Thank you. No more poison. Go away. And that's going to be my action.
You are still hasted.
Yeah, I'm still hasted, so I get an attack. I don't want to see if there's anything what my bonus action can do. Bonus action, I'm going to. Oh, it's channel divinity. I can't do that. Dang it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and skirt around and hit.
Yeah, you can get back into.
Hit big old prophet boy. Let's see what I can do here. Please, 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 please. 25 to hit.
You sure hit him.
Okay. I'm going to figure out really quick because I want a divine smite. But I'm going to use a higher level spell slot for it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use my other 3rd level. So that's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 d8. So here's the actual hit, which is 7 plus 1, 2, 3, 4.
Excuse me.
17. 7 plus 17.
Okay.
Total damage for that. 1 hit that I can do.
Okay.
And then, well, no. Well, not actually. I'm going to bonus action. Can I do it? I cannot. I don't have the right things for it. Nope, I'm good. I'm done.
Okay. After at the end is Chris, who's going to swing at the dude in front of him again. Oh, that's a crit, buddy. And the other one is a miss. Yep. So is it a miss? No, it's not a miss. So that is, I can do math. That is going to, yep, he Yeah, he basically he hits the archer in the head, and the head comes off. And then Chris moves to get in range of another one of them.
What
I
are you
guess
gonna
considering
do?
everything, he basically has to
That's my boy.
he has to punch and jump to punch the head off because he is now
What are
small
you gonna
sized.
do? Knock my block off?
And then we come to the minions, who are going to spend their full action moving up, and they are now all spread around the prophet and the one shield guy, and there's just a whole bunch of them crowding around, but they had to run, so they're just all spread around you, and they smell gross and look gross, and they're all super gross. Back to the top, back to Cass. Hey, Cass, you're not dead anymore.
Yeah, it felt really good. The wounds that you threw healing magic at, by the way, Yvain, the pendant on his chest glows for a minute, and they actually do a lot more healing than you thought they would.
Whoa.
I just read that part of the pendant, and it's very cool.
Hell yeah.
And Cass is gonna. You said he was behind cover. What's covering him?
Basically, an air conditioning rooftop unit.
Okay, so from behind the air conditioner, he's gonna peek
Remember, you
over and
can't
see.
move.
Huh?
Because remember, you can't move, and you are poisoned
I can't move.
because of the big cloud of gross. Oh no, you made your save. You're good.
Yeah. I was asleep for that. I wasn't here when those rules were made. I'm going to, from behind here, just kind of peek over and like rub my temple and go to my happy place. And I imagine that I'm in a field where it's nice and sunny and it's warm. And then I remember those knife horses we saw when we were all hanging out. These big old knives growing out of the antlers, and the antlers, that's what she called them. And he's just gonna start just continually rubbing his temples until like 2 little bumps grow out of the front of his forehead. And the little bumps are gonna grow tiny little spikes, and then they'll kind of explode out of him as big giant fuck off antlers. And as more he thinks about it, they were really far away when I saw them last. Were we up close, they probably would have been massive. And he's gonna cast ambi shape. And he's going to Morbin into a giant elk.
You got to figure out what your animal name is now.
Knife horse.
No, it's got to somehow involve
Yeah.
Casimir.
Cassadeer.
Cassadeer.
Oh. So now everybody has an animal form except for Etienne.
Give it time. Give it
It
time.
will happen.
I don't
Okay.
know if I can do. No, I can. Okay. He's gonna charge. Is main booby still here?
I don't know what
Yeah.
that means.
Bubala, the
The
guy who's
prophet.
like overwatching the prophet. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's still there.
I'm gonna charge him. I'm gonna.
Okay. You can't
Why?
because
What happened?
minions
Why?
have crowded all around him.
Well then, whatever thing I hit first is what's gonna catch these hands.
Okay.
But I'll sprint.
So
I'll
you can-
charge
you
60
can-
feet.
You can go after some of the hunters. You can go after the minions that are surrounding the prophet.
Well, I'm going for the prophet, so whatever's in front of the prophet's what's
Yeah,
gonna
so
catch it.
minions. Yeah.
Sick.
They're gonna catch a hoof or a charge attack or whatever this is.
War, presumably.
It just says charge. Let's see. Take an extra. They got to make a DC 14 strength save. If a 20 hits.
20 hits,
Cool.
but they rolled a 20 on their strength.
Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? God damn it. They're not knocked prone is all this means, but they still take 4d6 plus 4. 11, 15 damage
Right.
into Icky Bagussi.
15 damage, huh? Well, the guy you hit explodes, and he's just a pile of gore on top of your antlers and all over you.
He'll like shake
You're
the
all-
fur
You're all covered in gross.
and make stampies, make happy stampies. And with a very Etienne voice, will say, "I did it, guys! I did it! Look at what I did! Yay!" And he points a hoof in their direction.
Can you talk while you're up?
I don't fucking know, but it's funnier if I can, so I'm doing it.
Okay, so that brings
That's it. That's all I got.
that brings us to the boss baby,
God damn it.
who is going to
I don't want him to.
what's he gonna do?
I just say no.
No.
Well, that's too damn bad.
I'm tired of this, Granddad.
He raises his staff and he points at one of the hunters, and the hunter turns and aims his bow at Casimir the big dumb deer. Cazadeer, excuse me.
Cassadum.
And that is a
Cazadoom.
17.
That hits.
17 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. So you are going. Give me a con save.
Oh,
Yeah,
here's
but
their con. Hold on. It's much better.
Because you're
19.
okay. So you're not poisoned, but you do take 23 damage. It's not an elk sound.
It is. This is the noise they make. They
Really? God,
Yep.
yeah, it really is. Yeah.
they
I
just
hate
rumble.
it.
I knew they were. I
Yeah.
knew they were scary, but
And they do like the sound when they bugle. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize
so-
that's what it's called. They bugle. That's
They
fantastic.
bugle,
Are you
elk
kidding
bugle.
me?
Yeah, bud.
She's from Utah.
Yeah, bud.
She would know, I guess.
And
I got you.
Then Mr. Prophet.
How many points of
Again,
damage
raises
was
the
that again?
staff.
I'm sorry.
23.
23.
Oh no.
Oh no. That's a deer. No.
And then raises the staff high into the air and presses it to himself.
No.
Oh, you guys didn't want to see that. And a whole bunch of his wounds close up and new plates
Son of a
grow
bitch.
over him. But that is Boss Baby's turn, and now it is Rain's turn.
Okay.
You are poisoned and immobile
Ow.
at the end of
Gross.
this turn.
Neat. My favorite. Okay.
Oh yeah, Etienne was supposed to be poisoned and immobile.
I used my lay on pans
Ah, yeah,
to burn
yes,
the poison.
ah, yay!
I got you, buddy. I got you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do all reliable here and just go for another guiding bolt on
Fuck yeah, you are.
Big Duder McDude face and see what happens. Please
Win-
work. 22 to hit.
You hit.
Hell yeah.
Fuck
That
yeah,
is-
you do. Give me that sweet, sweet
21.
advantage.
Yeah, 21 radiant damage for that guy.
Actually, it'll give Virgil advantage. Fuck yeah, Bo. Let's go.
Even cooler.
Yeah. Oh, I should have.
Do
Yeah, I
it.
completely forgot. Because I'm bad. But the glowy stuff that Eris did, you all have advantage on attack rolls.
Oh,
against
fuck
them.
yeah.
Oh shit.
And that just lasts.
Take it.
Because that would counter your disadvantage.
It would.
There.
Yes,
Evane,
it's
so you're
true.
set.
Yeah,
Well,
because your
that's
poison
cool.
supposed to be disadvantage, but yeah, if you try,
Yep, you're good. You're good.
Sweet.
Keep going.
Hey.
We got it.
I think that's all I'm gonna do right now.
Hey, it's Virgil's turn.
Get him, Virgil.
All right.
Rain
I'm
hell
shooting
from the sky.
at- I'm shooting at the prophet, and I'm going physical dice because me and the other motherfuckers are not getting along.
Remind me, is Virgil a sharpshooter?
Yes, he is.
Good talk.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna take -5 to my attack.
Get him.
Oh shit. Okay, that's a 19. I roll with disadvantage because of poison.
You're not poisoned.
Oh!
You're not
you,
poisoned.
You were out of the range.
Oh no, but I got hit with something.
Hit a poisoned arrow.
Oh yes,
but
but you also are advantage, so it cancels out. So you roll normal.
You
Oh.
can fly.
You'll roll flat.
All right. I should also mention that I crit on a 19.
Fuck yeah.
Do it, dude.
Okay.
Lay into him.
Okay, so we got some work to do here. That's sorry.
The type of damage doesn't matter. I just need a total.
Okay, I need a calculator.
Just say your
You
numbers.
want
I
to
got
get
you,
them piece
fam.
by piece. I can also
All
have
right.
a calculator up.
So it's 22 points of damage. That's without doubling anything. Then add 10 on top of that because I did sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
And then add 9 on top of that because I'm in my radiant soul form. So it's all that double.
So 82 damage
82
total.
total.
Only the dice double.
Only the dice double?
Oh,
Yeah, it's our
okay.
crit
So
point,
it'd
yeah.
be 62,
That does include sneak-
72.
The sneak attack dice also double. It was the 10 the sneak.
Damn.
Okay. So
Rogues,
it's 22 22 that doubles to 40 to 44, then it's 54, and then 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63 points of damage.
Okay.
There we go.
That's the first shot.
Hell yeah, bud.
The second shot is a oh wait, am I getting advantage from something?
Yes.
Yes.
He has been marked by your archer.
Okay.
friends.
All right, so the first roll was a 17. The
But you're
second
also
roll-
disadvantaged from the poison.
Because it's poison, so it's just
you just roll
7.
normal.
So it's the flat.
Okay. All right, so it's just 17 for the second shot.
Misses.
No, that was just 17.
Oh, to roll.
on the roll. So it's 17.
Plus a
18,
bunch,
20,
you hit.
21, 22.
Yeah, you hit.
All right, so that's gonna be 19 points of damage after that.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Dude does not look very happy. You land 2 blows into him. He very clearly staggers, howls out in pain.
Hey,
Bits of ichor
nobody makes
spewing
me
out of him.
miss. And then I'm going to
30 feet up. Yeah.
60 feet up, cutting
okay,
action.
you
So
dash.
I am officially 160 feet in the sky, which is outside of the range of longbows.
Amazing.
Not outside the range of longbows, but it is outside the range of short bows.
Oh, my bad. Well,
Yeah.
the range of a longbow is 150 to 600. So yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta keep
I mean, you're
going.
outside of-
So you got
you
400
could
feet
get-
more to go, buddy.
Gotta keep going.
Also, is it really out of range if you're shooting from the sky? Like, gravity's going to take an arrow. It's going to put some mileage on an arrow, right?
I'm shooting down. They're shooting up.
Oh, good. All right.
You're only shooting
that
20
is
feet
Virgil's
out,
turn.
and then it goes down.
Now we go to Eris. She again speaks to her arrow. This time, again, it's kind of hard to make out exactly what she's saying, but it sounds like some kind of curse. And then she raises, draws, fires at the Duderson, and she shoots. She hits.
Hell yeah.
And when she hits, the arrow like almost sort of vanishes, and there is just like a sudden column of like just total blackness rimmed in like glowing red light that just falls on this dude. And that's a lot. So he just falls to a knee, howls, and then he starts bloating up real big,
Ah, fuck.
like Total Recall style, and just
Oh, God.
explodes. And Cass and Etienne are in range. You have to make con saves.
I get advantage on Dex right now.
Con saves.
Con save. Is
But
it for
is
poisoned?
It is.
Hell yeah, baby. That's a 17. That's a
Pool bomb.
15.
So we make
Okay.
con saves, you said?
Yeah, con save.
Just add one to this. 19.
Okay, so you're both gonna,
Power.
you're both gonna take 15 points of poison damage.
Fuck.
I'll take half of that, right?
Yep. So he is down, and when he goes down, all of the little minion bros just fall over. And you can actually see in the distance that another group of them was running over. They also all fall over. But there are still 5 bow dudes and 1 shield dude. That is Eris.
So we killed the prophet. Hey.
Now it's the shield dude who is going to swing. He's very mad. He's going to swing it at the end. That is not good enough. That is his turn. Then it is Archer Bros. All of them are going to. Well, okay. 2 of them are going to try to shoot at Eris, and that one will hit. 3 are going to shoot Virgil. That would hit, except
Your mama.
23 to hit
23.
you.
23
Yeah.
hits.
Give me a con save.
20.
20. Okay, so you are going to take 13 points of damage.
Kentucky. Oh, also, I forgot to roll to get rid of the places, so let me do that as well.
Oh, so the yes, yeah.
I'm still placed.
Was I supposed to do that too?
No, because the one from him was just 1 turn.
Okay.
From his grossness.
Things don't suck anymore. Yay. Okay.
What'd you get, Virgil?
I got a 14.
You are still poisoned.
Yep.
So that is all the elites. Now we're gonna go to Etienne.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna fuck up this shield dude's day. I'm just going full rage. I'm covered in gross, splattery grossness. A 16 to hit on my first swing.
Negatory.
14's not gonna hit. One more try. Come on, baby. Nope. It just got worse. So Etienne tries to lay into the shield guy, but it all just deflects off of the shield.
Yeah, it's a real big shield, hard to get around.
Yeah. That's all I got, bud. I'm out.
Okay. Next is Chris, who is going to swing at another one of the hunters. He will hit twice, which is. Man, Chris loves doing damage. So that's
My boy!
10, 19.
It's our little guy.
Who's my little guy?
Our little guy. Where's this coming from? That's my baby boy.
Your little buddy is okay. There you go.
So yeah, he puts some definite hurt on one of the bow dudes. That is the end of his turn. Minions are dead, so we can get rid of them from the initiative. Boss baby is dead and get rid of him. We're back to Casimir at the top.
Oh damn. Whatever shall I do?
One of the hunters is hurt. The others all look unhurt.
Okay.
Shield,
I'd like to kick
shield
one of the
guys-
hunters 40 feet away from me. Like, just
Okay.
buck and kick him into the sky. Does a 21 hit?
Yep.
Well, then he's going to take this much damage and fuck off. 17.
You'll kill him, because that was the
17.
one that Chris punched.
No.
So basically, Chris punches him once, twice. You go up behind him, just headbutt him, and he goes flying in the air, and he's dead.
He just lets out like a guttural. He kicks his face clean off. And,
Anything else on your turn?
nah, more happy stomps as he, like, pivots his body to face the prophet.
Well, the corpse of the prophet.
Well, yeah.
I hear what
I
you're saying,
wasn't-
though.
still
Vane is
his-
up.
yeah.
Your prophet's not only dead, prophet exploded. That's why you
Oh.
took a bunch of poison damage.
Okay.
How many guys we got up? I wrote down 5 archers and shield bro, but had Who's
One
dead?
archer dies now. It's 4 archers and a shield bro, all of whom are uninjured.
Perfect. Okay, I will. I'm gonna. Oh, hey. I don't know if I still have this or not because I think I have been hit since I've been concentrating on my moonbeam. I haven't rolled to see if I've been able to maintain that concentration.
Okay, you can roll it.
Pretty
You roll,
sure-
Roll,
okay.
roll play to save you're good.
It's con save, right?
Yeah.
Mhm, correct.
That's a net 20 for 25. We good.
Booyah!
I will be moving that over directly on top of the shield bro. It shouldn't have to move very far because he was standing directly in front of the prophet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That is a con save for him.
Star shield bro. He make a con save.
Fucking shield, bro. Get out of here.
That is a 7.
Okay, cool. That's a super duper fail. That is 22 points of damage to him.
Okay.
Get out of here.
You're a bully.
You fucking son of a bitch.
What is going on?
I don't know.
The voice just makes me laugh every time she does it.
It seems to burn him real bad. He hisses. He's not happy with it.
Cool.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Let's see here. That was an action, and I currently do not have any good bonus actions. I do kind of, but no, I'm not gonna waste it. It's fine. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Joel.
All right. Shield bro is finna catch one to the noggin.
And he's the one who is within 5 feet of enemy. So
Yep.
Correct.
That is a 20.
hit,
Nat 20.
crit.
So here we go again, gang. Well, that is I wrote the wrong thing. Trying to roll for damage. Yeah. Okay, so that's 21. So we're gonna double that to 42.
You're going to do at least 3 more points of damage.
Oh God, yeah.
He's
I haven't
dead.
added my radiant damage.
He's dead. You put an arrow from the back of his head out the front of his head, and he just and the shield falls over on top of him.
You sons of bitches! No one makes me miss! Oh, and then I'm going to shoot at one of the archers. Let's get it. That is 16.
That
plus-
hits.
Okie dokie. So they're going to take 24 points of damage.
Remember, there's no sneak on this one.
Oh yeah, that's the sharpshooter.
Oh, okay, right on. Yep. Lodge an arrow in him. He's not happy.
I'm better than you.
Now we come
and
up
then-
to. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, no, you should.
for my bonus action, I would like to. How many archers are still standing?
4.
4. All right, the one that I just hit, I would
Yep.
like to use insightful fighting on. As a bonus action, I can make an insight check against a creature that I can see that is incapacitated. It's contested by the target's deception check. If I succeed, I can use sneak attack against that target, even if I don't have advantage on the attack roll.
12.
Okie dokie. He's not gonna win this. That's 29.
You did it. You incited the shit out of that dude. Up next is that's the end of your turn.
Yep. That. Oh, it been another 30
Yeah.
feet up. But that's
So now we're gonna come up to Eris. I don't need that one anymore because Boss Baby is dead. Right. So what does Eris want to do?
almost 200 feet in the sky.
She is going to. She does the thing where she charges up her arrow with a mighty powerful fireball and fires it at the group of 3 archers who are still by themselves. Go. They are hit and they all take. Start. Cool. They do not look happy. That is the end of her turn. She just kind of ducks back behind the cover. It is time for the elite fun fellers. So one of them is going to run up next to Casimir and Chris, and is going to stab at Casimir.
Rude. How dare.
14.
That is the Elk's armor class.
Yeah, buddy. So I need you to make a con save.
No. 19.
Good. So you're going to take 13 damage.
Oh, as he turns back into Cass. 13,
And-
you said?
13.
9 spills over.
And then of the other 3 archers, one of them is going to shoot at you. That's an 18. So you make
Yeah.
another con save.
Fuck. Natural 20.
Okay. So you're
Nice.
21.
going to take another 13 points of damage.
Fucking.
One is going to go into Etienne.
Yeah, here.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Not 13, 18 points of damage. No, 23 points of damage. I can do math. That's going to miss Etienne. And then the third is going to shoot Chris. Which hits for...
Cass falls over with like a thud. Just
Eh.
hits the ground.
When you run out of hit points in elk form, don't you just turn back into regular Casimir?
He already,
Yeah,
he
already-
already turned into Casimir.
Oh, yours, and then you went down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just full arrows today. Okay.
Cassadir was a shield of sorts
That's
a
the end of,
mask
that's the
to
end
hide
of
the
their
pain
turn.
behind his eyes.
Now we go to
Oh
Etienne.
boy.
So
That's
how many
spoilers.
hunters are still up?
4. And Shield Bro is dead.
Yeah, Shield Bro's hella gone. Etienne is going
There's
to.
one hunter next to Chris, and Cass is down, and then the 3 off by themselves who got hit by the fireball.
Yeah, I'm going after those 3 that are kind of clustered together. It's just that he'll turn and launch, like a la Carmilla in Castlevania. She's just hurtling over the ground using haste. And I'm going the one that's closest. I'm gonna swing my longsword at for a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Awesome. So that's
Oh,
going
wait,
to
sorry.
be.
No, it doesn't. I read wrong.
It doesn't. Okay,
Does
you're good.
not.
You're good. We're gonna try and hit again for a 22.
That hits.
So that's going to be, gosh dang it. We're burning spell slots. Let's do it. So let's see. 1, 2, so 3d8. So that is going to be 17
Okay.
damage. Is he still up?
He is still up.
Yeah,
It
last
was a good blow.
last haste attack does a 16 hit.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So we're gonna do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be a I'm at 21.
That dude is dead.
Awesome. And I'm near those other 2. Etienne is glowing red. He's got gross vomit ichor all over on him. And he's just gonna look up with his creepy eyes, grin and go, "Hi," as he's gonna try and gear himself for going after the next 2.
Sure. Okay. It's Chris. He is going to swing at the one in front of him. He hits twice. 4. He punches that one really well. Good hit. We're back to Casimir. You don't have to roll death saves, so that's cool.
Yeah, what hit me was an arrow wound.
Yep.
My Erusi closes.
Gosh. No.
Yeah,
Illegal.
roll a d20 anyway. So I still want to give you the chance to roll a 20.
No, oh, it says 19 on the die, but it's cocked, so it's counting it as a 9.
No, it's not. You roll a 20, you heal 1 hit point, get back up. But so you're still on the ground. Now we go to Evane.
Okay. Hey, I can move now. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run over to Casimir, and give him a good old cure wounds. Just kind of pat him on the shoulder.
You can't reach him in one. He's too far away for that.
You're right.
Because he turned to Casimir.
Okay, well I'll just yell at him.
Cass, stop it.
Yes, fucking stop it. Yeah, here's a healing word for you. How's 15 points of healing there, bud?
You mean 30? Yeah, I love it.
That's
Doubles.
It doubles
sick.
all healing. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, God, this is.
I'm good at my job, y'all. Just kidding. That's sick. Hell yeah. Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. Virgil.
All right, you know what it is.
There are 3 archers still standing, all equally hurt. One of them is next to Chris, so you will get. You would have gotten a sneak attack this guy anyway because your thing, but Chris is also now next to him. Actually, Etienne had enough movement, so Etienne is also now standing next to him. So there's 2 guys you could sneak attack.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the one Etienne is in front of.
Cool.
I'm also gonna be using sharpshooter.
Cool.
Here we go. So close. That was an 18.
Hit.
Okie dokie.
Oh, so close. This is almost a 19. I got you.
Yeah, I wanted that crit, but So let's go ahead and. So that's going to be 40 points of damage.
He did.
And just as like a little, just to play with the sharpshooter thing a little bit, I'd like just a wisp of Etienne's hair to be hit as the arrow flies like super close by.
Sure.
Never a moment. Never a
I
moment's
want-
rest or peace.
I want the visual of this is like as Etienne lands in front of them, looks up, says hi, that arrow just whizzes by his head and
Yeah.
like slams into one of them and takes them out. And Virgil wouldn't be able to see, but Etienne's smile will grow wider and more alarming as he looks at the one remaining dude and
Right
winks.
Cool.
And Virgil said he's just like, yeah, fuck you, Etienne.
No justice, no peace.
And then I'm gonna shoot at the next archer guy, also
Yeah.
sharpshooter. That is 15 plus 21
You hit.
to hit. Okie dokie. No sneak attack on this
Nope.
or the radiant damage, so it's just gonna be 14 points of damage.
Okay. That one doesn't seem to do much when it hits.
It just to add some more trick.
Actually, I'm sorry. I misread. That one definitely hurt him, but he's not down yet.
Just for a little bit of flavor, I would like to have ricocheted off of Chris. So it just like does like a turn. Just show it off now. I'm the best archer here. Don't you ever fucking forget it.
Absolutely not. That doesn't happen.
my
And then you
next
fly 30
witty
feet
will.
high. You fly 30 feet higher. We know it's fine.
60 feet.
Eris, now it's Eris's turn. Speaks the arrow, pulls it up. It's all rimmed in black. She shoots the one that hasn't been shot yet this turn. Okay, she hits. She doesn't hit very well. There is a. It's like the arrow that she dropped the prophet with. There is like this big burst of like black light. It's almost like this little. Almost like trying to pull the dude into it. And it hurts him, but it doesn't drop him. That's his turn. Now we're back to the elites. The archers are. Well, the one archer is going to try to stab Etienne. That's a
Come at me, bro.
26.
That will still hit even if I try to shield. So yeah, that'll hit.
Yup.
Damn.
Give me the con save against the poison with the advantage.
Okay, I'm scared. There's a 16 for my first
No,
one.
You're good.
An 18. Yes.
You're double good. So it would be 10 down to 5, down to 2, plus 8 regular damage. You take 10 damage. And then the archer's going to shoot you. That's a 20, so that's going to miss.
No, it ain't. Get wrecked.
Yeah.
And that's their turns. Now we're going to go to Etienne.
I want, as this guy lands his hit and has to come close and hits, Etienne will take the hit and pull back, and he's just going to slice at the middle of it, still grinning. That's a crit, baby. Get fucking wrecked.
So you just slice and you chop his head right off.
Yes.
Hell yeah. And this is perfect because that was my last round of haste. As I decapitate this motherfucker, and Etienne will guttural scream into the sky, victoriously winning, before the cry will be cut off, and Etienne will land on his knees and just pass out. All 6 rounds of haste. Woo!
That'll bring us to Chris, who is going to swing at the one guy in front of him. And Chris, what's your attack roll, Chris? He hits once. Is this enough? Yeah, he punches that dude into paste.
Yeah.
He rolled a 2, a 2, and a 6. Fortunately, he has plus 10 to hit. So. Okay. So that is the last of them are dead. So they're all gross goo on the ground. And behind you guys, you hear a very loud whirring and some heavy metal on metal grinding sounds. And then suddenly there's a bunch of smoke coming up from those chunky metal bits on top of the roof. And there's this deep hum coming, just this deep low bass rumble, and it's like the kind of ground is constantly shaking. And this weird sort of tingling Frisian feeling in the air. And looking further in the distance, you can just make out the edges of the big battle. And you can see just sort of flashes of light, and a thunderbolt falls from the ground. But then what you can just sort of make out as you're studying the horizon is there's a couple of those big crab dudes, looks like 3 of them, and they turn your direction, and they're starting to move towards you guys. And on that note, we will take a quick break.
Whew. Okay.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Came into quite the miles.
And we've returned.
And we back. So there's lots of noise coming from behind you and vibrations in the air, and you can see bad guys in the distance charging their way over. A door to the facility pops open, and anyway, sure you'll tell me later.
Sure. Go on.
How did you ever talk me into this? So the door pops open, and out comes Lachesis and Keening. And Lachesis looks over the battlefield where you guys have been victorious, and Keening flies right over to Yvain's shoulder. And Lachesis looks at the horizon and pretty quickly gathers. She kind of looks at the horizon and kind of brings her hands next to her head and is staring for a second. Then she turns back to all of you and says, "They'll be here in minutes. You don't have any time. You need to go through the portal right now." And then she turns to Eris and says, "You need to go with them." And Eris looks back at her and kind of just stares at her for a second. And then in Elven says, I'm not going anywhere. And they have a brief but rapid argument in Elven about Eris going with you guys because you guys are going to need a guide, and Eris wanting to stay with Lachesis, and it gets a little heated until Lachesis says, "Whether you're here with me or not, I'm not walking away from this one. It's better if at least one of us gets to see another sunrise." And that kind of stops Eris's argument in her tracks, kind of arms slumped down by her side. Lachesis then puts her arms around Eris, hugs her close. They hug each other real close. They kiss. And then they part, and Eris says, "Come with me." And she starts walking towards the facility, very sort of, stridently and determinedly. And as you're doing that, Lachesis starts walking out into sort of the burning field that she cleared before. And she lets her staff fall by her side, and she's just standing there with her hands to either side. And bits of fire are starting to gather around her fingertips. And as you're going, you can hear her what she's saying, which she's saying in Drax. And she says, "Ashura, hear my cry. I am Lachesis, daughter of Abazagain, wielder of sacred fires. Hearken unto me. Grant unto me the fury to defeat those who defile your children." And as she's speaking, there were first these motes of fire around her fingertips, then they spring into full-on fire that's around her hands, and then very rapidly it spreads and completely covers her, burns away her clothes and everything that she's carrying, and she's just walking wreathed in flame. And then bits of fire are breaking off from her as she's walking. And where these motes land, there's a jet of flame, and then there is a fire elemental walking next to her. And in short order, she is in the middle of a line of a dozen fire elementals to either side. And as Eris is hurrying you guys into the facility, you can see there's half a dozen of those huge crab dudes, and just 100 of the various monstrous people you fought, all bellowing and charging and heading forward. And you all just get inside the facility, and before the door closes, you just see a giant wave of fire shoot forward, from Lachesis off towards the others, and then the door is just going to slam closed.
Can I just ask really quickly how many arrows I was able to snag off of
Yes. You were able to snag 20 arrows.
Yeah.
You have 20 poisoned arrows. They smell real bad.
Yeah, they do.
And once you're inside, it's pretty small in here. And the portal is right ahead, and it's open and swirling. And outside behind you, you can hear like explosions going off, and the bellowing of different creatures and monsters, and sounds like battle is being joined pretty quickly. And Eris pauses a moment and just sort of puts a hand on the door and closes her eyes. Kind of mouths something too quiet for anyone to make out. And then she pulls her hand away, walks over to the portal, and just steps right through.
Etienne, who is heavy on his feet, kind of has been staggering towards the area, is going to reach in to a pouch and pull out one of the vials of or what was it?
Mother's
Mother's
Mercy.
milk.
Mother's Mercy. Thank
That'll
you.
be really good to take in like a minute.
Okay, perfect. Then
Because remember
that is
that turns a short rest into a long rest, and you don't have time.
Oh,
to
it does.
short rest
Okay,
right now.
sick. Yeah. So he's going to reach in and hold one in his hand
Mhm.
before looking at the others, wiping his face and like the blood, viscera, and guts off of his face. And he's just gonna follow through.
Okay, that was one thing I forgot to say because I'm bad at this. As Lakeisha was walking by, she kind of would just sort of flick once at each of you, and all the guts and gore on you just kind of like
Sick.
burned away. And it didn't
Okay,
burn
cool,
you
cool,
or anything. I mean, it felt warm, but it was just suddenly like, and you're all cleaned off. Maybe a little bit of ash on you, but that's it.
Oh, what's the con save and damage for those arrows? Just so I have it in my notes.
So it is a con save 15 for 3d6 poison damage.
Jesus Christ. No wonder I went down
And
3
if
times.
they don't make the save, they're poisoned. If they do make the save, they're not poisoned and take half damage.
Okay. Yes. All right.
So there's loud rumbling sounds and a portal in front of you.
Yeah. So I just swoop down, grab the arrows, and then fly into the portal.
Okay, so you're through the portal. I guess everybody's going through. Okay. So the first portal you went through was disorienting. This one is more so. You have the distinct sensation that you're being flipped end over end, and also kind of spinning on the other axis. So you're kind of just very quickly disoriented, starting to feel kind of nauseous. And then one by one, you are thrown, and you come out of the other end with a good amount of velocity, and you land and tumble onto a bed of sand, and you all kind of just hit the ground, and you're laying there, and you're spinning and disoriented, and it takes you a second to kind of realize your bearings, and then you slowly lift your heads, and what you see is that you are on a beach, and behind you water is gently lapping up against it's not a very big island, looks almost a little more just like a sandbar, and looking up there is a big stone obelisk protruding straight up, but a little bit tilted, shooting towards the air. Looking overhead, you see Ashura shining big and bright, and I will give everybody a nature check.
That's a 13 from your boy.
15.
Nature check.
Ash, you're muted.
Damn it, you're right. Sorry, I'm eating an orange and I don't want to like make weird eating noises
Yeah.
in your ear. Natural 20 for 23.
Okay. Anybody who got 15 or higher notices the sun is bigger than it's supposed to be. And also, so when you sort of look up, looking around, so this island is like maybe a mile across, and then you just see like ocean. And remember, none of you have seen an ocean before, so there's just water spreading as far as you can see, except in one direction where there's water, and then a giant, and it takes a moment to realize what it is, that a giant wall of ice, maybe like just at the sort of at the horizon, you see this big ice wall. And then as you're lying there, the wind blows over you, and it's blowing from that direction, and the wind is quite cold as it blows over you. But that's where you all are. You do not see any portals anywhere, but you are on an island in the middle of an ocean somewhere, and there's nothing to see anywhere except for a whole bunch of ice off to one side. So, what's everybody doing?
Etienne's gonna look around at what we're seeing before turning to Eris. Do we have time to catch our breath, or is it onward?
Eris is looking around quite confused and says, I certainly suppose we're going to have some time, because this isn't what I expected to find. And then she kind of looks away and says, I'm certainly gonna need a fucking minute. And she just kind of walks away from all of you. She's walking over towards the big obelisk thing. And,
Yeah, Etienne, the second she starts walking away, Etienne will nod, pop the cork, and he's downing that Mother's Mercy.
Yeah, so you can all drink those pots and turn a short rest into a long rest.
Hell yeah.
Which, spoiler alert, you should do.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, bud. I have
So
one
you-
spell slot. Ain't no way I'm done.
Yeah. So you all do that, and you just sort of sit and rest. And Keening is looking around, and she says to Yvain, "This isn't what it looked like through the scrying pool." Ugh.
What did it look like? Something completely different?
She says, "Well, that part," and she points at the sort of obelisk, was a lot higher in the air, and well, there was a whole structure which, assuming that's still where it's supposed to be, I would guess is currently beneath our feet.
Well, then why has it changed? Are we early? Are we late?
Well, the real question, I suppose, is why did the scrying pool not show us? Unless it wasn't actually scrying, it was just giving us an image of what was supposed to be here, and
Oh.
who knows how long it's been.
Well, shit. So, what now that it's so different?
I don't know. I've never been to this place before. Then she looks around again at the horizon and says, "But Ancestor's Grace. I haven't been here before, but I've been here before." This is Nora.
I've come in and out of consciousness 3 times today. Could you say what you mean in plain English or Drax, please?
Yeah, you literally just talked over her saying it, but that's cool. Thanks, bro. She said, "This is Honora."
If you could just get on with explaining yourself, then that would be great.
which she has not, which you don't all know from seeing the orrery and being told that this is the next moon in from Ismene, orbiting Vicatrix. And she is now looking around, quite affected at the sight of it. And she actually just kind of like gets down in the sand and kind of like spreads her wings into it, like as if you were like, if you'd been shipwrecked at sea and you like feel so great to touch ground. Like she's just like amazed to be touching this sand again.
If
Sorry,
you-
I've been in and out of consciousness 3 times today, so if you could explain what you mean.
This is Honora. This is the second daughter of Vicatrix. You are on another world. We've left Ismony, took a portal to the gardens. Now we've taken another portal to Honora. This is supposed to be a complex that has portals that can take us anywhere, but they're supposed to be, that complex is supposed to be in front of us. It appears to instead be buried beneath us.
Okay.
I think that brings you up to speed.
Sounds like
so
it.
There's really no way to be sure.
Cass is gonna pick up a handful of the sand on the floor and like, all right, well, I guess I'll take first round digging. Have you got a spare shovel, cunt? Anything you can loan me real quick?
Exactly. What are you digging for?
Oh, it's buried. So we should be moving forward now. Unless you said we took a wrong portal. Did you want to set up the right portal? Mate, do you want to?
So Eris has come back. She's turned around and come back, and she says, "That was the right portal."
Okay. Well,
She seems. I mean, she says it kind of like with some, almost some anger behind it. Like, no, it was the right portal. I mean, it's not hard to put together. You know,
Right.
DC 1 insight check. You know,
well, forgive
Yeah.
me, mate.
Lachesis gave her life to aim this thing, so it's the right portal.
Okay. Well, forgive me, cunt, but you still look like you've taken a wrong turn at Albuquerque, so I'm a bit confused as to how you didn't tell me it's the right portal when you look like you've just woken up in your stepdad's house. It's
Minus 5 XP for saying Albuquerque. It's not allowed. Keening says, from how Lachesis described it, this was supposed to be a free-floating complex, so it must have, I don't know, partially sunk and accumulated this sand around it, but Eris just says, God, give me some time to think. I'll figure this out. And she walks over back to the obelisk and starts reading it and looking at it and kind of mumbling to herself. And an hour is going to pass where you can all take your potions and take your short rest and be all nice and refreshed. Hooray!
5 minutes will go by before Cass turns to everyone else and is like, how long should we let her think about this? This seems like...
I was just gonna say I'm good, so I'm just gonna take the short rest. I don't need the pot. I'll save that for an emergency. But looking at the situation, I'm just gonna look to Cass and go, well, we've got a lot to think, because what else can we do? We're on another world. We don't know what's happening here.
I mean, I suppose, but why is she biting my dick off for telling her that she might be in the wrong place when she says it doesn't look like the place she wanted to go?
Some people have a hard time accepting accountability for their errors.
Etienne's going to turn and look at Cass. And I thought you said you collected stories. I figured you'd be able to recognize a love story, and a sad one at that, when you saw it.
Sorry, I've been in and out of consciousness 3 times today. Etienne, if you could just explain what you mean in plain common.
He sighs and nods. That woman just left her person to certain doom behind that door.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I picked up on that, but I didn't I didn't really.
Perhaps some grace. She's off of her own world as well. So if she needs an hour, and we can give it.
Yeah, all right. You don't. When you say it like that, you make me sound like an asshole.
Etienne raises like his
I'm gonna go
eyebrows and looks around like.
Steaming
I'm
says
gonna go sit
softly,
down
"If
now,
the shoe
Etienne.
fits."
That was really heavy. I'm gonna go lie down. I'm gonna contemplate these words really thoughtfully, Etienne. You really hurt my feelings. You really cut to the core of me. I don't know if I'll be able to recover from this.
Etienne will look at Eris, who's studying the obelisk, and look back at you. And
I'm just not gonna study it any faster, Etienne. Stop looking at her. Look at me.
He'll shake his head before going over to Cass and like putting a hand on his shoulder. I know it's been a rough day. Chin up, huh? And then he'll pat your cheek
All right, fine.
before going off to sit in the sand.
Okay. It's just I've been in and out of consciousness 3 times. As he goes and follows to like sit down.
Devane can make a nature check.
Hell yeah. It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Mhm.
Okay.
I should use physical dice. God damn it. You know what?
You remember something. There's sure you have this moment of like you sort of half remember something and it kind of gets away from you and you're like, there's something that they taught me how to do at Druid College that would be so there's something shit it was after the day on Mistletoe, before the day on Dung. We talked about what was it? Damn it. And you're going to keep trying to remember it. Give you another attempt later. So time has passed and the full hour is going to pass. And it's kind of, it's kind of a peaceful scene. I mean, it's this tropical-ish island that's weirdly close to an ice shelf and waves are coming in. The sun's getting kind of low in the sky, but it's just sort of, it's peaceful. And I keep waiting for Bright to realize where he is, but
You're not getting that rise out of me anymore, Joshua. I'm
Uh,
immune.
you do know where you are.
I do.
Okay.
I'm a stone wall. I'm in character now. You can't pull me out. I'm fully immersed.
Etienne will sit at the water's edge, looking out because there's nothing else for it, holding a ring in his fingers that he will idly spin and stare at.
Okay.
I think Virgil's gonna come fuck with Etienne some more.
All right,
Oh,
let's do
good.
it, bro. I love it.
It might be wise to keep valuables out of the sight. We don't know where we are here. There might be thieves about.
I've been traveling with one. Hasn't managed to take it yet.
Hasn't been interested. Should I be interested?
And he holds it up, and you'll just see it's a ring with a red gem. It doesn't look overly ornate, though it's the fixings are pretty worn. Before handing it, like kind of lowering it.
Does it match the color of the things in your eye?
It's similar, but not an exact match. And Etienne will just kind of look up. What do you want, Virgil?
Just wanted a little bit of conversation. Didn't know it was such a bother.
You're not a bother. You have this way of dancing around things. I'd prefer it if you be direct.
In that case, I just came over to fuck with you.
Etienne will slow nod before sighing. And he'll hold it up. This ring is all that matters to me in this entire world. If someone were to take it, I'd...
Be right pissed, I'd imagine.
a bit.
Good to know. Keep it safe.
And he continues to kind of fidget with it in his hands.
I don't know what I would need to roll for this, but does that look like it was a engagement ring or a wedding ring?
That's a great question. I would say it does look...
Like, you know how rings have different meanings? Like,
Yeah,
this is the
yeah,
sign
and
of
this
my
is where...
house. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a hard answer. Because
Okay.
so
Sorry to put you in a...
For the record, people in Eudaimon don't do engagement rings.
yeah, I would say like this clearly. I would say it looks more like a family ring of sorts, more like it's a house ring.
Does it look like a signet ring at all?
Yeah, that's the word. That's the
Mhm.
word I was looking for. Thank you. It's more like a signet ring.
Because those are common, especially among anyone who's got any kind of money.
Yeah, it would look like a signet ring.
I think Virgil will look at that and then look at Etienne and go, I knew I smelled rich boy in you.
He'll just kind of snort and look down at him. No, you're mistaken. They cut all that bit out.
Disinherited. Oh, what'd you do? Didn't get a thick enough stick up your ass. Is that the problem?
Etienne will kind of stop for a second and take a deep, long breath before looking up at Virgil and say, I understand that everything I am is offensive to you. I get it, Virgil. You don't have to harp on it. Do you care? Really? Because I have no intention of sharing my story with someone who doesn't give a fuck.
I care. Absolutely, I care.
To what end? To your own purposes? To bringing back your god? So you can use me like a tool for your own purposes? Because I won't be having that neither.
We're all being used here.
Aye. But the key is to not be used by people who should be your friends.
Are any of us friends other than me and Cass? I think we
That
all
depends.
just incidentally ended up together.
Etienne will turn back and he's fiddling with the ring. Aye, I was disinherited.
Tough break.
I was stripped
glad-
of me name, my honor, and the people that I care about. For reasons I still cannot understand. And while this world makes no sense and I am worlds away from home, this, and he holds up that ring, is the one thing within my control, the one thing I can hold on to.
Why would that be of any value to you when it represents the people that threw you away? I mean,
Because
from my experience, people that wear those rings don't have the capacity to give a shit about anything other than their own ambitions.
is that what you think of me?
I'm questioning it now.
Each
Since
time
those
I've
things-
thrown my body into the fray, each time risking life and limb while you watch from afar. That's what you think of me.
I think that you're a fool. Now, I know that I'm a fool. But are you a decent fool is the question that I have that I haven't quite been able to figure out just yet.
And what would answer that question for you? What proof could I give to such a skeptic?
You ask if we're friends. I have another question to ask you that might answer that for me. If I were to have the chance to bring my Archon back, would you stop me?
Etienne thinks. That depends.
On?
If your Archon would keep me from bringing her back.
There's a number of people who would give life and limb to bring her back. I don't think that she would reject our efforts.
No? Not after the stories? The Glaives who've left Keening? Not after all we've seen? You don't think that perhaps this Archon's not what you think she is?
I think that the stories that we've heard from Glaives are stories told by people who took a vow and walked away from it. What can you truly trust from someone who gives their world, their life, to a cause only to walk away from it the moment that the terms of service become a little bit more challenging than they expected?
I asked you once, Virgil, what you'd be willing to give.
Everything and everyone.
Etienne kind of stands up at that point, brushes the sand off of his legs, and looks directly at Virgil and lets out a long sigh. I'm given everything. Every day I set out. I understand. Truly, I do. But the difference is, I know what I'm giving it up for. And I won't ask others to do it for me. These, he taps his eyes. This, the breastplate that's like embedded in his chest. It's mine to give, and I gave it. Gladly. You wonder if I'm decent. I don't know, Virgil. Maybe they cut that out too. I've got nothing against you. And I'd give my life for yours if I could. But I can't because it's hers. And he holds up the ring.
Ah, there is. Well, Etienne, you want me to shoot it straight? I have a feeling that this journey will come to the point where we have to decide what happens next. I have a feeling that it'll be your sword and my bow that either opens the door for my Archon or locks it forever. In the spirit of shooting it straight, I give you the most shit because you would be the challenge should the party decide that they want to lock that door. But anything that I might be able to do to help you reunite with, he looks at the ring, her, I'll do. I think I might like you, actually. But if you get in the way of the Archon, just understand. 2 in the heart, 1 in the neck.
You'd have
Nice
to find him
haircut.
first.
He's just gonna walk away. Nice haircut, and that's it.
Etienne will let him walk away.
So as you walk away, Eris is going to approach Yvain. And you can see that she's been crying. And she says, and at this point, she's, she's regained her composure. She's sort of kind of holding everything together, and says, Lachesis said you were trained in the ways of the worlds.
A bit, yeah.
Can you tell me what's underneath this island? And at this moment, you can make a nature check, and now you have advantage.
Okay. Come on. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. 21.
21. You remember what happened on that day.
Yay!
They taught you how to commune with the local natural world. And in particular, you could get a sense for sort of what was around you. And you could also distinctly feel the things that were natural and the things that were not natural. And you haven't done that in a while, but you remember how to do it. And it sounds like that's kind of what she is describing.
Brilliant. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's been at the tip of the brain there for a bit. Yeah, here, this, and she just like shoves her hands into the sand after like getting onto her knees and just like starts the process of trying to figure out what the fuck happened here.
Yeah. So the way this works is you kind of fall into deeper levels of meditation, and with each one of them, your immediate surroundings become less and less clear. They kind of all the sounds fade away, all the sensations fade away, and then you kind of in sort of concurrent waves become aware of the world around you. So you sort of, first it's the sand within your fingers, and then it's the larger island, and then you can feel the waters all around. And the moment your aura kind of reaches the water, it's almost like, it almost threatens to like throw you out of this trance, because you're just realizing how much water, how big this sea is, how vast it is. But then you kind of focus and you sort of direct your awareness down and down, and sort of going bit by bit, and things kind of becoming clearer and clearer. After about a minute or so, you have this very clear image of this huge stone structure, sort of big rectangular thing that has sort of sunken to sit partly on the seafloor and kind of at an angle, and it's now sticking up to the island. And then up top is just sort of this loose collection of sand. And so this, like the sand you're on, it's not actually an island, it's just kind of a sandbar that doesn't really go all the way down. It's just kind of built up on top of this structure. And so you now realize that there is this big structure going all the way down. And in particular, you notice that at the very top, up by sort of the obelisk, you see this kind of bright glowing point, and then you see another one far down near the bottom, and you have this very clear image of like this big kind of, I mean, it's almost built like a church. Like it's this big, tall, and as if like the steeple is coming out here.
Yeah.
And there's a glowing spot of light there and a glowing spot down what would be like the front entrance, and then once you have that image really sort of clearly in mind, you sort of all of a sudden your awareness snaps back, and you are kind of jolted, and you're back to where you are on the sands.
I think Yvain would kind of like stumble forward, and her hands being lodged in the sand here, she would pretty much catch herself, but very much like the feeling of vertigo, like you're moving but you're not actually moving. It would really throw her off for a minute. She would come to and just look around. If it's not already apparent, we are on top of it, but just the very tippiest of tops of it, it goes much further down. Like, much further down. Like, down at the bottom of the sea floor. And there is a way in at the bottom.
Eris kind of nods and says, "There's supposed to be. There are 2 points of access. There's supposed to be that have to be triggered at the same time,
Glowy
within
bits.
within a certain amount of time with each other."
Okay. I did see 2 points of interest when I was mucking about with that.
Where were they?
One relatively close up here near the top of this, and then down at the entrance.
How far down did you think it was? You thought it was like 300 feet down.
Very far. Like it. Picture the deepest lake you've ever seen, and then maybe, triple that, quadruple that. It's very deep.
She kind of looks at you a little askant and says, "Well, I well know how deep the world sea is. It's been a while since I've walked these shores." She looks over toward the horizon. Time hasn't done them well. So we need some way to get down there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose any of you know a spell or have an item. And at this, everyone can make an intelligence check.
Okay. Intelligence. Oh, bad. That's gonna be bad.
Everybody can do it.
Got a 5.
Nat 20!
Hey.
Dirty 20.
My dum boy.
8.
I'm going to decide that only Etienne remembers
Yeah.
that when you killed that big bone monster in the... sorry, camera.
That was my nickname in high school.
When you killed that big bone monster, among the pieces of loot that you found was the helm of underwater action.
Yes. The fucking
Oh, that's
hell.
right.
First time in the history of tabletop role-playing, that item will be useful to somebody.
Amazing.
Hell yeah. Etienne will be listening,
Mhm.
and his brow will just furrow. I can't remember who ended up with it, but for brevity's sake, is it Virgil?
It's-
Etienne will just walk over to Virgil, to his pack, and no, it's gonna happen so quickly you're not gonna realize it. He's just gonna grab your bag, swing you around, jam his hand in, and retrieve the helm out before kind of
fuck,
giving you a bit of a shove and hold it up. I think this might be it, huh?
I'm pointing an arrow right at Etsy. They
Yeah.
just had a good talk.
What do you mean good? It was shite. And he's gonna toss the helm over to Yvain and nod at it.
I like to think you interrupted
Okay.
a conversation between him and Cass, where he's like,
Gas,
I've been eating out of
100%.
consciousness 3 times today.
Picks you up and-
100%.
Oh, it's perfect.
I know, Cass. I know. What the fuck?
Oh, God.
That's true. This would work. Would this work for all of us? That's the
Eris
question.
says, "Well, she says, no, that'll work. You take that. You go down to the other one.
What the fuck you mean you take that? That's mine.
We'll gather around this point, and then we can all get inside."
What is-
Okay.
I feel like the whole point of ownership is being ignored here.
What is
Etienne's gonna just kind of look, or perhaps someone should learn to let go of things that furthers their cause.
I am now interested in your reign.
I could also do something, but it's individual and not for everybody, so I'll just bench that idea.
Helmet is funnier.
Helmet is funnier. I like this. But picture an octopus.
What's an octopus?
I'm gonna
Do you want to
snag
see?
my-
I
gonna
would
snag my
love to
helmet
see.
back.
Evine will drop her tome. She'll like unbuckle it from her because she's just always got it like buckled to her in some capacity. And she'll start walking towards the shoreline, and as she does, her arms and her legs will split in half as she like shrinks down into size into this little tiny purple octopus, and just kind of flop a little bit in the water and just make little splashy noises because she can't communicate otherwise.
This is called an octopus.
And Keening looks back at the rest of you guys and says, I guess I'll go with you.
Etienne will hold up an arm as an offering for like a perch.
Keening will fly over and land on the arm.
Hey, 2 people I want to shoot all in one.
He squishes it. Do these things come bigger? Like,
Evane's just gonna like wrap a tentacle around the finger, like.
Is that your yes? 2 squeezes for yes. 1 squeeze for no.
2 very gentle
Do they-
squeezes.
It's Octavane.
It's
Yeah,
Octavane. I love it. It's so good.
You still
Okay.
gotta get a cool name for Etienne, though. It's gonna happen.
I want to
We gotta turn
say.
Etienne into an animal first.
Yep.
Can't we say evate?
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say
god.
Oh, God.
Castopus.
It'd be Cephalomere, first of all.
Oh my God. All right.
Damn it.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
Etienne's gonna get prepped for up here,
Yeah, so Eris is
understanding
going to
that
bring everyone over to the obelisk and say back to Octavane, okay, go down and just you should be able to find it. You got to, and she gestures to part of the obelisk and indicates a particular symbol, which is a set of a whole bunch of concentric circles sort of within each other.
Mhm.
Takes you a minute to realize it's a representation of what you saw in the orrery with Asherah and all the planets and the moons. Just as and basically point to the middle circle, which is Asherah, the sun. Push this when you find it, and it'll all work. So everyone else gathers around the obelisk, and Yvain goes for a swim.
Am I able to snag my helmet back from
Yes, you can take the helmet, and I guess no one's going to get to use it anyway, and all my dreams are crushed.
Oh, no,
want-
I'm
Virgil's 100% putting it on, so I can't
Yeah.
take it again.
I'm putting it on.
Okay,
Fuckers.
but staying on dry land.
I'm gonna go away from the Etienne in the water.
So you're going to go in the water and go after the octopus?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are going to swim down. You're following Yvain. Maybe this would be funny to have a shark show up, but you know what? A shark
Airs
does
don't
swim.
work so good underwater.
A shark does swim by and it spooks you real good, but it just keeps on swimming. You guys descend and descend and descend, and you go dark and down and down and down. And it gets darker and darker and darker. Although Virgil has dark vision, so he can just see fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
And Yvain, you are just following the sort of where, based on what you remember from what you saw, you get down to the bottom and realize you're kind of in the wrong place, and you have to kind of go around. And you do eventually find, and it's this big arched area that almost looks like it would be a doorway, but it's completely covered in stone. And there is this elaborate mural covering it. And Virgil will take immediate notice of all the writing in Drax over this. And in very big letters, it says at the top, "The worlds are hers." The center of the doorway is the Beckoners symbol, also the Archon symbol, the 5-pointed star inscribed inside of a circle. And then you see there are a bunch of humanoid figures, all carved into here and all stylized. And below each of the figures is a name and an epithet, and you recognize these as the names of the daughters of Asherah. So there's Pia the Swift, and she's dressed kind of like a runner. And then there's Karyana the Maiden, who, strangely enough, is the carving is a picture of like someone who's very sick. And there's Belantir the Weaver, who is just a woman with a spin staff and a dowel, just making thread. And then there is Vicatrix the Queen, who is appropriately regal. There is Dido the Lady, who is kind of matronly and seems to be overseeing a big event. And then there is Minora the Crone, who is aged and bent over this sort of bubbling cauldron. And Vicatrix, Dido, and Minora have smaller figures of their daughters around them. And you take a special notice of Ismene, being as that's where you're from, who is a daughter of Vicatrix, and she is depicted as a hunter. She's got a bow. She's like all, Artemis style, going out there, going to catch some game. And Yvain is looking for that symbol, which she does eventually find off to the side, and bubbles up to it and gives it a good octo punch. And then there is a flash of light. Meanwhile, up top, you're all just kind of standing around for a few minutes. Wind is blowing, just kind of looking around, killing time. Casimir mumbles about having lost consciousness 3 times already today and being a little unclear about things. All of a sudden, there is a bit of light that is glowing in the middle of the symbol, and Eris immediately presses it. Flash of light. You are all momentarily blinded, and as the brightness fades, you are all standing together inside of an enclosed metal room. And it is dark.
I will whip out one of my daggers and cast light on it.
Okay. Your dagger is now glowing.
Do we see anything around the room?
You do. The room is it's a cylindrical room with a domed ceiling, and wherever you shine the light reveals this wraparound fresco and wrap above, and this just elaborate, brilliantly crafted mural, and incredibly preserved. Like, doesn't look like it's been deteriorated at all. And you realize that it tells a story in the round, and that it doesn't really matter where you start because it's a cyclical story. And it begins, at least you sort of realize that at one point it shows the Archon reigning over the worlds. Then it shows the worlds falling into darkness and disarray, and various scenes of pestilence and war and destruction. And then a moment where the Archon resumes, asserts herself as domination of the worlds. The Golden Age follows. At some point, she goes away. The bad times return, war, pestilence, Archon return. So it's just sort of this, you can pick any spot to be sort of a starting point, but it seems to imply this eternal cycle of things are good, Archon goes away, things are bad, Archon comes back, things are good again.
I can't imagine where we got the idea where we need an Archon back. He just says that to himself while he's like shining the light over the story.
And then Eris goes right over towards the wall and sort of presses parts of it, and then part of the mural just folds away and opens a passage, and she goes in and she just starts like pulling levers and hitting things, and then all of a sudden the whole room is just full of light, like all these lights are coming alive, and inside you can see where she has gone is a room full of portals, and there's a command console, and she is just like tapping away, putting her hands on it, and she's just going away. She's like immediately opening up these portals, but as she's doing that, another door reveals itself, and this one, where it opens, this is the spot in the mural where the Archon returns triumphantly, and this door opens up, and Drax glyphs appear above this doorway. And they say, here lie those faithful servants. Enter here, trembling in awe. Behold the swords of the Archon. And swords is plural, to be clear. And when you can see from the door, it is just a passageway leading downward and not very well lit.
It says that, behold the swords of the Archon.
Yes, this is what's written.
I'm going down that hallway immediately.
When Keening sees that, you have never seen a bird fly so fast.
Okay,
She doesn't say
I'm
anything.
sprinting in that direction.
She's
Yeah.
just down. And Eris sort of calls and says, it'll take me just a few minutes to activate and name the portal.
Take your time,
No
bye.
one gives a shit. Like, ballsy.
Fuck you!
Yeah. Cass is sprinting in
like
that direction for no other reason than to find out if she's gonna fucking abscond with something or try to hide shit. Because that's what she's been doing this whole fucking time, and I'm sick of it.
I would like to mention that as a rogue, I should be fast because I can cutting action dash. So I'm just, fuck this, fuck this.
As they turn to run, Etienne's gonna turn and look at Yvain, and gesture like towards the hallway, like it might get ugly in there. You best go.
Right. Rushes in
Yeah.
there.
Etienne will follow behind just to give backup in case anybody tries to kill this flippin' bird.
Okay. So
When someone tries to kill this flippin'
When?
bird.
once you get inside the hallway, so you can see that there's light that seem to be sort of like proximity detected. So as Keening is flying away, there's like lights that are coming alive and then going dark behind her. But then Virgil is really fucking fast and so there's like lights coming on, and then there's sort of the rest of you guys are going behind. And the hallway leads to a door, and it's closed. And Keening flies right up to it, and there is like a whip crack, like thunder, and the door just flies off its hinges and goes hurtling forward, and she just flies through, and she's gone.
I'm right on her.
And Virgil,
right
you get right to the end, and come skidding to a halt, and almost go tumbling off a platform into a very large. You're actually you need to give me an acrobatics.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Okay.
That means I'm not far behind you.
Nobody else is running as fast as him. All the rest of you will be able to come to a stop.
That is going to be a 28.
Okay, yeah.
Damn.
So you're running super fast. You're almost like right behind her. She blows the door out. You come through, and then you're like suddenly like stopping, turning, and you reach, and there's railing on here, but there's no railing where you were running, and you basically grab the rail, and you are like completely like your legs are hanging out over this void, whatever it is, and you're just hanging onto the railing.
She went?
No, she has vanished into the. You have dark vision. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's so your immediate reaction is, oh shit, grab, and then you sort of pull yourself back up onto the platform.
I would say that his reaction would not be oh shit because he can fly.
Well, this is true. You can fly, but
like, because if he felt himself fall, it's just wings.
I'm
sorry.
My point is there's a moment of shock, and whether you
Okay.
sprout wings or acrobatically pull yourself back on top, there's a moment of panic, and then by the time it passes, everybody else is there with you, and so you're all standing on this platform, and then all of a sudden, light starts to come alive, and you are standing in this big vaulted chamber. It's very cold in here. And most of this is just, so running off the back side of here is this giant machine that is just more complicated than anything you've ever seen. You've heard descriptions of the kinds of like weird arcane engines that Eudaimon has and that are used to like make food and stuff. And the people who have to work on them describe them as if like looking at the thing, like people who have to work with these things regularly go insane because they just don't make any sense and they are just strange, macabre horrors. So when you look at this thing, it's immediately offsetting. It's very dark black, and so dark as if to again sort of almost like suck in the light around it, but at the same time it almost looks kind of wet and glistening. And bits of it, as you're looking at it, it's not as though there are moving parts. It's as though bits of it are just deciding to be different shapes. Like here is a bit that's sort of curved, and now suddenly it protrudes out, and now it goes further back in. It's as if the thing's form itself is inconstant. That dominates like the back half of the room, and then there are these metal lines running out from it that are all covered with ice, and they lead to a row of a dozen stone cylindrical things that are standing up. And if Vane would immediately recognize them, because Vane is a tribune of assembly that deals with dead stuff, and even though everyone in Eudaimon, their bodies are turned over to the wisdom of bones, you have studied various forms of keeping the dead and preserving the dead, and so you recognize that these look to be sarcophagi, and there's maybe 3 dozen of them in rows. Almost all of them are broken in pieces or have been frozen into complete solid blocks of ice. And down below, Keening is flying from one to the other with like more frantic than you've ever seen her, looking at something near the top of them and just flying around. And you can hear what she's saying. You can slightly hear what she's saying over the groan and the whine of this machinery. And in Drax, she's just saying over and over, please, 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 please.
Shit. Okay.
What's everybody gonna do?
Cass will step up onto the railing and jump off and fly down. Just
fly?
like, no.
Yeah, you're like, to be clear, this platform is like 60 feet above the base of like this room. You guys are up like this, and Keening is down on the ground. So you're like,
Yep.
you guys
Swan
are like
dive.
elevated. So if you can fly,
No,
or feather fall or something,
I can feather fall, but I
Just-
will. I'm
It
gonna like
also
I'm just
looks-
gonna swan dive off the end of this thing, and I'm gonna feather fall like maybe 20 feet from there, so I can like slow descend when I'm much closer to what she's reading.
anybody else gonna look around at the platform? Or I'm guessing Virgil is just gonna fly and go.
So since
I'll-
she's down and not up, I'm just going to use my rope, just tie it down and slide.
When he does,
Okay.
when I do jump off, because this does affect like everyone in the area, like
Mhm.
little gold feather tokens that are just like wiggling, just kind of hover in the air behind me as I leave 3 behind, because I know there's people with me. And Cass is the considerate one in the group.
I'm considerate.
Shut up.
What about Etienne and Yvain? What are you guys doing? Gonna
What's
look
Uh,
around
Etienne doing?
at the platform? You gonna?
Etienne's looking around. I understand that he feels that it's urgent to get to Keening to make sure if shit goes bad, it doesn't go super strangely. But also, we have no idea what's in here. We have no clue. So he is definitely trying to get bearings on what this thing is and if we're even alone here.
Okay. Okay. So give me a perception.
I'm not a very perceptive boy. That's a
You-
9.
Are you an investigative boy
No, I'm a dumb boy.
or
I'm
a favorite
both
himbo?
those things.
Himbo.
Okay. Well, looking around, I mean, this place is now very well lit, and aside from the machine of horrors that is just
Yeah.
becoming different things every other minute, and looking at it makes the back of your eyes hurt, is not good. You don't see anything else. There's like bits of broken stone and rubble. You get the impression that while there are 3 dozen of these things, there might once have been hundreds, but that like all the rest long ago like were broken, either taken away. Like you can see like there's bits of like metal in the ground where like they could have held these sarcophagi, and then there are all these tubes running back to the engine, and only the tubes that are coming to the ones with access to our sarcophagi are actually frozen over. All the others are just sort of like these black lines snaking. So either this place was never full or they were taken away, but you don't see any people. Yvain can do a perception or an investigation, whichever she prefers.
I'm gonna do perception because your girl's got advantage on that because of something that I have. It's a 28.
28.
Hell yeah, girl.
Okay.
Pow.
So, you don't. Again, your view of the room is the same as Etienne's, but you also notice that right next to where Virgil like grabbed and did his acrobatic thing, there is a panel, and there are 2 buttons on this panel. One of them is an up arrow, one of them is a down arrow.
Yes. Excellent. Hey, Etienne, come over here. Look at this. Just gonna press the down button, and I'm assuming
The platform starts lowering.
cool.
Etienne does that like it's moving kind of a thing before
Yeah.
settling in, and giving a good job you nod over to Yvain.
So meanwhile, the other 2, so we had a swan dive and a flying descent. You guys just take the lift down,
Chill.
and it pretty quickly settles onto the ground. And
For the record, I didn't fly. I just tied a rope and slid down.
you did the rope. I'm sorry. Yes, you did. You did a
No
rope.
worries. So
So
if
as you're-
anybody else wants to come down, they can. See, I'm considerate, you fuck.
Why would they do that when there's 3 glowing golden feather tokens floating on the fucking rail right above your rope?
We're just gonna take the elevator.
Think.
You guys can figure it out between the 2 of you.
So it takes about
Get back up, you fuck.
takes about 30 seconds. The lift settles onto the ground. There's kind of a whine and there's a hiss of steam. And then you're down on the bottom. It's very cold down here. And now you can hear in Drax, Keening is cursing and kind of making straining, grunting sounds. And you guys can walk forward and around some of the fallen, broken sarcophagi, and you come to one in the back row. In the back row, there's one of them that, unlike all the others, there's a little light at the very top. And then you look at the others and realize there are these little gems in there, but they're all dark and they're easy to miss. And this is glowing, but very faintly. And Keening has propped herself on top of this thing and is trying with her wings or her beak or her feet to like wedge in and try to force this thing open, which of course she cannot do because she is a bird.
Virgil's gonna kind of pull up on her with, of course, an arrow trained on her and go, "What you doing?"
She looks up and just says, please, someone.
Oh, now you need help. All right.
Etienne, without hesitation, please, someone. He is going to move directly to that sarcophagus and try to figure out how to get it open.
I think.
Yeah.
Can I read the name above it, but while they're doing that? I just want to know what it says.
Yeah, so what it says is, well, there's a bit, the first bit of the glyphs has been scratched out, so you can't make out what it says. But then it says, 127th Sword of the Archon, condemned to sleep in the 37th year of the season of the leaf.
Okay. And then I think Noir had a thing.
I think
That's all it says.
This is only if it's okay with you, sir. I think Virgil will kind of try and step in front of you and go, "Sword of the Archon is my business." And I'll be the one doing any opening here.
Yeah, if you try to step in front, Etienne will stop for a moment. Before, and he will stop for a brief moment and say, "The world is bigger than you know, and you need to let this bird show us." And then he will push past. He's not going to wait.
I'm asking you as a friend. The next time, I'm asking you as a beckoner, and it won't be much asking.
Etienne's not listening, understanding that arrow's still drawn, and he's going to set himself to opening this sarcophagus.
For the love of God, Etienne, fuck off! And that's gonna be a suggestion.
Ooh.
The wisdom save.
Ooh, fear in my
I
body.
wonder what 8 hours of
That's a
fucking
dirty
hell.
20, bitch.
No! So yeah, you can feel him try to influence your mind, but you go, no.
You're gonna see Cass like slap your elbow, like, the fuck are you?
If
I've
that
been in
sword
and
is-
out
I
of
know 3 times
consciousness
today! I know, Cass!
3 times today.
While this is happening, Keening raises her wings to the sky, shrieks with just an ungodly, like banshee's wail, slams her wings down, and there is a concussion in the air that makes everybody like stumble, and the whole sarcophagus shifts and part of it cracks.
Yeah, Etienne is
And
just
she is
immediately
just she is just like sprawled. She's just like weeping, saying, "Open it."
Etienne is
please.
putting himself to the task, bud. There's no
And
hesitation.
At this point, it's open enough that you can get your fingers in and you can pull.
Yeah, full on. He's pulling out the warhammer that he got. He is cranking this thing open.
Give me that athletics.
Hell yeah, I'm so good at that. Fuck, if I'm not good at that, I'm gonna be sad. That's a 19.
An 18. You pull.
A
and there's
19.
19. So you get your warhammer in there. You're wedging. You're pulling. It's giving a lot of resistance from it. There's kind of bits of this thing are kind of like lights are flashing. There's like a bit of jet of sudden cold coming out of it, and then all at once the top comes loose and comes flinging away. And you basically throw it, and the whole thing just falls and hits the ground and breaks in like 3 pieces and skids away. Inside the sarcophagus, you see the body of a man. And Keening comes down from the top and is hovering and lands on the person's shoulder and is brushing his head, his face with her wings, and like trying to get close to him. And she's speaking a language. First she's saying Drax, and she's saying, "Master, master, please wake up."
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts speaking another language you don't know. And slowly, I should say, this person, he's pretty tall. He's very dark skinned. The top of his head is bald, but his sides have grown very long. His beard is very long. And he is incredibly emaciated. And after a few seconds of Keening pleading, he takes a sudden, very deep, gasping breath and kind of trembles and starts shaking inside. He's held into this thing with some kind of restraints. And like half of them have like broken and fallen away, and he's just sort of half in there. And again, this guy is unbelievably emaciated and thin. I mean, he's just skin and bones. And those of you who know healing magic, because Keening kind of looks and says, "Please help him." And those of you who know healing magic are immediately like, "Let's go." And you are immediately like, you're gathering the energies together, you're preparing it. But then when you take a second look at this guy, you realize what's happening. And you let the nascent spell dissipate, because while you've all seen restoration magic work miracles, you've seen people brought back from death's door, you've done it yourselves a few times, there is one thing that healing magic can't fix, and that's old age. And looking at this guy, it is very clear that he has lived longer than he should, and that there is nothing that you can do that will possibly fix him.
Is there anything resembling any sort of weapon in this crypt, in this tomb? Because that's the only thing Virgil cares about.
Oh, I'll give you a perception check.
Oh, okay. I should mention that I do have expertise in perception. So here we go.
Nice.
That is a 27.
27. You can tell that there is a false back panel behind this guy in the sarcophagus. You could not get to it and wedge it open without getting this guy out of the thing.
Then I'm gonna work on getting him out of the way.
Okay. When you get close, Keening looks at you and just kind of squawks, and you are shoved back 10 feet by a sudden push of force.
I knew it'd come to this, you fucking bastard. And I'm firing. I'm so sorry. He's got one goal, the sword of the Archon, and it's in his reach. And
is anybody going to?
I don't. How fast are we supposed to react to a?
You're all standing next. You're all standing next to it.
Yeah. Etienne would try to block.
Push him away.
Etienne's gonna try and block. I have Sentinel too, so
you could definitely interpose yourself and block.
If he makes an attack with a creature within 5 feet of me, other than me, I can use reaction to make a weapon attack. So I guess not trying to hit Virgil necessarily.
I'm gonna say that you can just go boom, shield.
Blocking the arrow.
So Virgil's gonna shoot, and you're going to deflect. And the guy inside is going to laugh and wheeze and cough and laugh some more. And in Drax say, "You always were one for causing trouble, Keening." And she is going to say in Drax, Master, I never thought And he says, "I know. I'm sorry. I don't think I have a lot of time." And she says, "Master, don't say that. Don't say that. We'll find He'll say, "There's no fixing this one. Listen to me." And she's still going, "No." And he kind of says, "Listen to me." And he looks at her, he says, "Listen to me. Look at me." And he says, "I am Zeno. I am the sword of the Archon. In her name, I hold your oath fulfilled. Be free, my friend. I'm sorry." And then he just kind of takes long, labored breath. Each one is kind of shallower and less deep than the last. And he just slumps forward and breathes his last. And Keening cries out, just kind of shrieks. And then there is a flash of light and an explosion of force, and you are all sent stumbling backward. And there is just this roiling, bubbling concussion in the air. Just tremendous amounts of power are being worked here. You have the sensation that something very, very powerful indeed is happening within close proximity. And you hear a voice you hear a woman's voice, a surprisingly high-pitched woman's voice. You might almost call it childlike, but it still kind of booms. And it says, well, 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 your penance has been served after all. Welcome back, my good and faithful servant. And when the light clears, there is a cloud of dense smoke that slowly spreads away. And lying on the ground, moaning, Keening is gone, nowhere to be seen. And lying on the ground is a drake who, just like Mystery, has semi-transparent scales and is groaning and putting a hand and trying to stand up, and wrapped around the neck and spreading down over the back is a cloak made of multicolored feathers, just like Keening used to have. And slowly this drake gets to her feet, reaches up to the dead guy, pulls the eyelids closed, and Indrax says, "Sleep well, master." That's the end of session 8.
That's so cool.
You can join us next time for episode 9, Gifts of the Gardener.
Ooh.
There's no sword, buddy.
Oh, I think I might need to roll another character. I think Virgil might officially turn heel and just leave. Like that, I think that was the line. I was like, fuck the bird, fuck the party, everybody died. Like, I think Virgil's done.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, I guess we'll go around the table. Tell people where they can find you. Where else can people find you heel turning?
I think the Beckoners are always meant to be the bad guys. So like, it kind of works out.
Oh no.
I
Hi,
mean,
everybody.
a group of Beckoners just, saved all asses by launching a suicide attack. So I don't know if they're necessarily bad guys.
Look, I mean, his branch must be.
Oh man.
Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, check out my website. I have merch. I'm poor. Please help me. You can find me every Friday on GenCon TV as the host of one of the hosts of Table Takes. You can also find me every Saturday morning as one of the hosts of Morning Ritual. Our guest for next week is who's our guest next week? Sarah Moore from GenCon. Sarah Moore plays. And of course, you can check out the podcast with me and my sister, Dungeons and Dragons. We should be filming a new, or we should be recording a new episode tomorrow, in which we will have more to talk about with OGL 1.2. Spoiler alert, I fucking hate it. That's me.
Awesome. That's me. Hi, hello. I'm Osirix Franco. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all the places at Osirix Franco. I do a variety of TTRPG content here on Bright's channel and across several other amazing communities. The next time you can see me doing this kind of stuff is going to be on Monday over at Plus One as a part of the cult. My partner in cult crime, Keegan, are joined by Ballsy Bard, and we're looking at Blister City, deep diving into it. This is Keegan's setting guide, where it's the first look into Blister City. So it'll be really cool to ask questions and see how it can be applied across different systems and the system itself. You can find me next month. We're working on scheduling a couple character studies and other things. But February is my birthday month, and I'm going to be doing a lot of dope shit. So I'll see you on the other side, okay?
Hey, that's me. I'm Ash. I go by Ash and Rabbit here on Twitch and all over the internet. You can find me here whenever we're doing the Reclaimers, which I think the next time is sometime in March. As far as other cool things that you can see me doing, I've got another TTRPG stream tomorrow over on Dat Magic Juice's channel. We're playing a post Princes of the Apocalypse, now fully homebrew stuff, and it's book wild. It's also been a minute since we've played, so come watch us fumble for the first about 10 minutes and then just wreak havoc on the world. It's gonna be fun. We're like level 17. It's bananas. I don't know, follow all these cool people, except for Josh because he's not on the internet, but you know what I mean.
Just follow him in real life down the street.
Yeah.
Don't do that. No stalking, please. Thank you.
Just be under his bed.
God.
Breathe real heavy.
Yeah, find me in real life. I'll tell you who the Archon is. Yeah, hi, I'm Josh. I don't exist. I forgot to mention that you all hit a pretty big milestone. So, you can do the
No
milestone.
fucking way. Are we level 10? Are we level 10?
You're level 10 now, yeah.
Oh my God.
Woo! Let's go!
The next place you can find me is right here. I think the 4th of March, where we'll do our penultimate episode. Then hopefully, like a week or two later, we'll do the final episode, and you can find out how the story ends. It'll be cool.
Hi,
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
If you're here, you already know that my name is Bright, and after this session, I don't want to be here no more. No.
God, it was a mistake giving him a soundboard.
Just kidding. If you want to see this again, you can get March 4th, I believe, was the day that we said.
March
right?
the 4th be with you. Yeah.
March
Yeah.
4th. Return here.
For
Yeah.
the ultimate episode.
Yeah.
Excited.
Aside from that, come back Monday? Monday? Yes, Monday, where Ash and I do Ash and Mondays, and she's not busy doing other things. We play a game together sometimes, and then you can catch me again on Wednesdays and Fridays back on my channel doing the dummy stuff.
I'm just going to chime in here as well because his assistant isn't here to help them.
Oh my god.
Bright is also a voice actor, so you should look at him for hiring of projects for good voices and things and stuff.
Do that.
Do that.
Here's where I will edit in a list of my credentials. I won't edit them in. I'm lazy. But not too lazy that I won't work for your projects. So catch us next time.
God damn it.
And we'll see you back here when we feel like it. I'm done fucking with y'all. So stay strange. Don't be a stranger. Goodbye.